Things like that could help you out, though.
Thinking about challenging?
Nope.
Yeah, quick little turn there.
The Detroit Tigers, we can challenge you.
Yeah, I thought that was awfully close play over there. And you got to believe.
The field is out at first base. Detroit's challenge.
You got to believe that they've got a good look at this to be challenging in the second inning.
So, replay brought to you by 1-800-CALL-SAM. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Ben Malgiri standing at first base. It's close, Dan.
I think he did beat it. I think that ball is just outside of the glove when his foot comes down and hits the bag, if they decide that that's enough to overturn it.
They must have felt confident enough to go to a challenge in the top of the second.
Yes. It just looks like that foot of Malgiri hits the bag.
After review, the call, the field's overturned. The runner is safe.
Yep.
Detroit retains their challenge.
All right, so it is not a double play. They get the out at second on the 6-4 put out, and on the fielder's choice, Malgiri is aboard. Back to that Tiger injury report brought to you by McLaren Health, official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Jackson Jobe today, Dan, made his 5th rehab start. He did it in Class A West Michigan. Threw 4 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 5. He threw 69 pitches, 44 of those for strikes. As a left-on-left first pitch to Zach McKinstry, it's a fastball for a called strike 1. So that was the volume they were hoping to get. They wanted to get him right around 70 pitches today, and they did so down in West Michigan. A rehab start that was originally scheduled for Toledo, but because of shaky weather, they moved it to Grand Rapids. Pick on to first, and back in safely is Malgiri, who has not attempted a stolen base yet at the big league level.
Yeah, of course, they were asked about, would you have liked to have had him pitch one of those outings at AAA? And absolutely we would, but it's more important for us to get that work in, and that's exactly what they wanted to do, right at 70 pitches.
The 0-1 is lifted in the air down the left field line. Tyler Soderstrom into the corner. Does he have room in foul ground? Out of our purview, and he makes the catch for out number 2. That's the one thing you can't see from broadcast row here in Sacramento. You cannot see deep down into the left or right field corners.
You know, Soderstrom, it looked like he had that all the way, and it was slicing off the bat of Zach McKinstry, trying to work its way into the seats, and just stayed in.
Gleyber Torres checked his bat, ball got by the catcher Jonah Heim, and into second base goes Malgiri.
Boy, that's just a changeup, probably thigh high, just off the outside part of the plate, and just clanked right off of Jonah Heim's glove. No cross up, no nothing. He just flat out missed it.
Yeah, that's his 3rd pass ball with the Athletics. So Malgiri's into scoring position for Gleyber Torres, who walked and scored on the torque double in the first. It's 2-0 Tigers. Curveball misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Gleyber Torres.
Well, that puts your pitcher, you're already down 2-0, and now you got to pitch above that.
Jump with the 2-0. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Takes it to 2 balls and a strike. Unlike the Oakland Coliseum, where this club used to play, Dan, not a lot of foul ground here at Sutter Health Park, especially down the lines.
No, that's one of the things that just made it a pitcher's heaven was just all of that foul territory.
The 2-1 is down and in, and it's 3 balls and a strike. And I was talking to the longtime A's broadcaster Ken Korak today, and he was saying that unlike what we had in Oakland, the new ballpark in Las Vegas, very little foul ground. And Ken said when we had those really good years, as the 3-1 to Torres misses down and in, and Gleyber draws his 2nd walk of the afternoon. But Ken was saying, I think that the ballpark, when we had those good pitching staffs with Hudson, Mulder, Zito, the foul ground absolutely helped in a major way with those high-quality arms that they had.
Yeah, I'm sure they did studies on it, how many outs that it attributed to, much like the home runs in ballparks now that they track. I'm sure they track how many outs it helped you get.
Dylan Dingler takes the ball low. 2 on and 2 out here in the Tigers' second. They've got a 2-0 lead over the A's. Tigers winning the season series versus the A's for the first time since 2016. A's have had the Tigers number over the last 10 years. The 1-0. Taken top of the zone slider for a cold strike. Tigers since 2017 just 18-40 against the A's. Ball and a strike on Dingler. Jump, long hold the letters, looks back at second, delivers. Fouled back to the screen, it's 1-2. But the Tigers, Dan, if they can get a win today, it would be something that they have never done in franchise history, and that is sweep a season series against the Athletics.
Isn't that amazing? I know that it's tough to come out here on the coast and win, but you figured that at some point that you would have an opportunity to sweep a series.
That pitch misses, and we'll have a challenge by the catcher, Jonah Heim.
Yeah, that one looked awfully good.
And it was. So that'll be strike three, and it's the third strikeout of the afternoon for Gage Jump. So the Tigers will strand a pair of base runners. We go to the last of the second. It's the Tigers 2 and the Athletics nothing on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
You've got to be very careful where you're going because you might not get there. But how exactly can you go from a yogi to a king to perfectos, the old professor, and pine tar? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998, Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
The rule was, can't be more than 18 inches of pine tar. Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
They might be going to call George Brett out. Well, the answer is whether he's out. Yes, Brett is out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Tigers ahead of the Athletics. Lawrence Butler to lead it off for the A's. First pitch from Cater Montero is ripped on a one-hopper into right field. A leadoff single for the left-handed hitting Butler. It's was hit safely now in consecutive ball games, and the A's get their leadoff man aboard for Carlos Cortez. This game brought to you in part by Meyer, the official grocery partner of the Detroit Tigers. And this series brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Cater Montero walked a man in the first inning with 2 outs, gives up a leadoff single here in the second inning. Carlos Cortez, other lefty at the plate, hasn't played much in this series, just 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. And the first pitch that he sees is a fastball for a cold strike 1.
Cater doing a good job, just like the pitchers in the game on Friday night, the bullpen game. Throwing first pitch strikes, Cater right out of the chute has only missed once, so 5 out of 6 first pitch strikes.
The 0-1 pitch is taken at the knees, a cold strike on a changeup, and Cater's ahead of Cortez. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on.
That's led a lot to Cater's success this year, is just the amount of first pitch strikes that he's thrown and just strikes in general overall, attacking the strike zone with his stuff.
The 0-2 is off the end of the bat into center field. Max Clark drifting back. Ball is carrying, and Clark makes the catch. The edge of the warning track for out number 1 and brings up Alika Williams.
Boy, you're right. I mean, ball carries anytime here, but that I just thought was just a routine fly ball, and it was, but it went a lot further than I anticipated.
So 1 on and 1 out for Williams. Came over in a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch to Williams, in on the hands and fouled over the netting into the seats. It's a no ball, 1 strike count. So last night we found out during the ball game that the Tigers had dealt Tarek Skubal to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it was an emotional night in that Tiger clubhouse after last night's ball game. Montero picks on to first, and Butler has got 6 stolen bases back in ahead of it. A.J. Hinch held it together for his post-game comments, but you could tell there was a little bit in his voice where it was an emotional day when you lose a guy like Tarek, who has been such a huge part as the runner goes. This pitch fouled away. Hit and run on that time, and it's 0-2 on Alika Williams. But that's, as AJ said this morning, it's part of the game, and it's the business side of it. And, Tarek still has a lot of friends on that Tiger team just because he's not playing in a Tiger uniform anymore. But it really hit this team hard last night. And even Tarek, with his post-game comments, he was getting emotional because this is the only thing he's known since he's been a professional ball player. The 0-2 is down and away. It's a team that took a chance on him in the 9th round, and he blossomed in the Tiger farm system and became one of the best pitchers in the ball game and was the best pitcher in the ball game the last 2 years with back-to-back Cy Young awards. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Williams as Montero sets out the letters. Third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers 0-2, swinging a soft ground ball to short. McGonigal flips to Torres for 1. On to first, not in time. They get the lead runner on the 6-4 putout, but Williams just too much speed to get up that line, and there are 2 out for Jeff McNeil.
Yeah, and rightly so. You know that's going to just have an effect on your ball club, the initial reaction. But in some ways, I think it's probably best now that it's over for Tarek Skubal, too. You know that it was bothering him, and as much as he said, hey, it's out of my control, it's got to weigh on you.
Oh, absolutely. Look, and you and I were talking with Dan Dickerson this morning on the bus on the way over. You can give all the PR speak you want as a baseball player as Jeff McNeil takes the ball down and in, but every one of the guys in that Tigers dugout is still a human being, and there's that emotional attachment and an emotional element to this game, and it is hard.
Well, think about everything that Tarek Skubal came up through the minor leagues with a lot of these guys on the team.
Here's the 1-0. This one fouled over the net into the seats, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
But also just what they've been through the last 2 years, coming out of nowhere to make the wild card in 2024, and then the season that they had last year, leading for most of the way, losing it, and coming back and making the wild card again, advancing, winning a couple of rounds, before losing. I mean, that's a lot that you've been through.
Pitch up and outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
And winning the Cy Youngs, I mean, and AJ goes to those ceremonies and is with him and can see how much it means and all the work that Tarek has put in. So, yes, it's going to be emotional.
And it's something that AJ said this morning that really stuck out is the 2-1. It's a cut and a miss by the veteran McNeil, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Man on first, 2-0 Tigers here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. But AJ said, I don't only value the relationship I had with Tarek at work, but it was that relationship outside. And that tells you how in tune AJ is with the guys on this club. And, as you mentioned, that's a great point. Being there with him, lockstep with the award ceremonies, and, whether it could be dinner on an off day, whatever the case may be, you have that strong bond with manager and ace of the staff.
And like us, too, we're around the ball club, every day. And, we love to sit there and listen to Tarek talk about what he's going through the last couple of years.
2-2, misses low, runs the count full. That'll set Alika Williams in motion on the next pitch.
When he kind of holds court as his locker and just starts talking, and all you want to do is just listen.
And Dan, how many players have we been around over the years as Montero settles in and delivers the payoff to McNeil? Runner goes, it's fisted in the air to right, going back on the ball is McKinstry, backing up, almost carried over McKinstry, has to reach up and make the catch. Boy, that's a big catch for McKinstry because a run was going to score if that gets by him. And Cater Montero has hurled 2 shutout frames to start his day. We go to the 3rd. It's the Tigers 2 and the Athletics 0 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
after avoiding.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
Listen to the cheers. They're heading for home. It's too close to call. Here's the play of the plate. It's Screech. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
We're in the top of the third. Tigers 2 and the A's nothing. So glad you could join us on this hot day in Sacramento as Kevin McGonigal puts one in the air down the left field line. Long run for Tyler Soderstrom. That ball is going to land in the fourth row of seats down that left field line, and it's a no ball, one strike count. Dan, I wanted to go back to something you had said is, Tarek Skubal holding court at his locker. Yeah. And we have been so fortunate to experience Tarek, and I got to experience him when he was on the rise and here in Detroit. And so many superstars of the game don't do the things that Tarek did. And he was always good with the media in Detroit. He always took the time to talk to us anytime we had questions or whatever the case may be. As the next pitch, rather than McGonigal, is fisted back to the net. A foul. It's 0-2. Gage jump in his third inning of work for the Athletics. Tigers ahead 2-0. But the time he took with all of us. And that's... You and I have been around a long time, and there are guys in every clubhouse who are like, well, he's not going to give you the time of day. And Tarek always gave that time of day to all of us. 0-2 the count on McGonigal, the pitch. Down and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And the way he treated everybody, not around the club, the fans, that emotion, that he felt with the fans, and the love that the fans gave him, and he gave it right back.
The 1-2. Breaking ball, the sweeper that time, missing low on McGonigal. Kevin went down on strikes looking in the first inning. He froze him on a fastball on the outer rail.
And the little things he does behind the scenes for people, for people that are hurting and for whatever reason.
2-2 up and inside, and the count runs full. And you know what? All you had to do last night was flip on the Tigers TV or tune in to the radio broadcast. And when that news started to trickle out, we all are emotional about something like that happening. And you could tell. And Jason Benetti was talking about last night, as was Andy Dirks, and then you and Dan. I mean, it's a big impact both on and off the field as that pitch is fouled right off of Jonah Heim. Boy, he is in some pain.
I know that I was just, got tired of sitting in the room this morning waiting for the bus, and so happy that I got to see Tarek Skubal, and kind of, wish him well. It was one of those things, you don't have players' phone numbers or anything like that to send them well wishes on a text message, and, it was just one of those things that I was so grateful for that I could just, as he was walking out, just to say, hey, wish you all the luck in the world, and I'll see you at the end of August. Whether you're pitching against the Tigers at the end of August, at least you're going to be in town, and look forward to just watching and seeing how his career continues, now just in a different uniform.
Trade deadline comes up tomorrow. We have no scoop on anything else that could be potentially happening. You just don't know until the deadline is over. But Could be more to come, could be nothing more to come. You never know. 3-2 the count on Kevin McGonigal. Next pitch he sees will be the 7th of the sequence, and he puts it in the air to left. Soderstrom going back. Well-struck baseball, but Soderstrom's going to catch up to it. Almost overran that ball. Had to reach back to make that catch by his knees. And McGonigal is retired for out number 1.
Boy, both these, Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark, just showing that opposite field power and driving the ball the other way. I mean, McGonigal hit a home run to center, then he hit one to left field yesterday to start the game, and Max Clark has gotten several hits already the other way.
Eduardo Valencia takes the ball outside. It's 2-0 Tigers here in the 3rd inning. On a gorgeous day in Sacramento. We are inching towards 100 degrees outside. Breeze blowing out today as the next pitch is a swing and a miss on a high fastball. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gage Jump, he was a competitive balance round B pick by the A's. But number 73 overall in the draft out of LSU. 1-1 is put in the air foul, first base side out of play, and it's a 1-2 count. He was the A's number 3 prospect entering the season. He was number 36 in MLB's top 100. MLB Pipeline put a 60 grade on his fastball. Borderline elite offering. The 1-2 on Valencia. Taken low, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I kind of figured he would go to that slider this at bat where he froze him with a fastball the last time. Went to the slider and thinking that he would get Valencia to chase, and he did not. It didn't even budge at it.
Slightly open stance at the plate for Valencia as the pitch is swung on. Missed for strike 3. That is strikeout number 4 for Gage Jump, and he has retired the first 2 batters of this inning. Brings up Spencer Torkelson. 3rd inning is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. And all season long, replays are brought to you by 1-800-CALL-SAM. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 2-0 Tigers here in the 3rd. First pitch to Spencer Torkelson bounces the slider in the dirt, and that's ball 1.
Let's see how he goes after Torque this at bat. He fell behind 1-0 and came in with a fastball, and Torque jumped all over it. Same situation here, behind 1-0.
6 for 10 in the series for Torkelson. 8 hits in his past 4 ball games. The 1-0. Torkelson takes a slider for a strike, evens the count.
You kind of figured that he wasn't going to give him another chance to just have a free pass at a fastball, and ended up throwing a real good slider on that outside part of the plate.
Ball and a strike on Torkelson. Jump into the motion, delivers, swinging a chopper to 3rd. Tommy White will field, flips on to 1st, and the side is retired. Gage Jump with his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. We go to the last of the 3rd. It's the Tigers 2 and the Athletics nothing on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Presented.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park, and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Find your bliss at drinkcarbliss.com.
Early detection saves lives. Schedule your cancer screening today at carmanis.org/inspire.
Bottom of the third inning, Tigers 2, Athletics nothing. Henry Bolte to lead it off. For the A's, Cater Montero goes back to work. First pitch, a swing and a miss on a slider, and it's an 0-1 count. Bolte occupying the 9-hole, hitting .257 with 4 homers. 2 of his 4 home runs have come off of Tigers pitching. The 0-1. Slider misses outside, evens the count up. He's 4 for 6 in this series with a homer and has driven in 3. Exciting young player, Dan, and he has tremendous speed. Hometown not far from here in San Francisco. The 1-1. Swinging a bouncing ball foul up the third base line. It's a ball and 2 strikes. You know, I was doing my homework for this series. It's amazing how many California-born players the A's have. It seems like every third player is from the state of California.
Now, there's a lot of players that come out of California, and, you know, if you're based here, you would hope that you would scout it pretty heavily.
Ball and 2 strikes the count as Montero turns into the motion and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swing and another ground ball foul, third base side. Bolte will see another 1-2 offering. Bolte, just 22 years old, A's second-round pick out of Palo Alto High School. Made his major league debut in May of this season. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul up the first base line that scoots into the Tiger dugout on that first base side.
Bolte doing a good job of fouling off some really good pitches by Cater Montero. Fouled off a changeup and a couple of breaking balls that were really, really well located.
Cater's at 34 pitches as he works here in the third as Montero rocks and offers on the 1-2 and it misses in, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The one puzzling thing with Henry Bolte, Dan, is his stolen base numbers in the minor leagues. He stole 44 bases in 46 attempts last season in between AA and AAA. That rate has not continued as he grounds one sharply to third. Backhanded by Hao Yuli, has to hurry, throw to first, and got him. Good stretch by Spencer Torkelson to get the speedy Bolte for out number 1.
Boy, I mean, you don't have much time. You better get that gripped on that ball and fire it over there because he can really get down that line. And you're right about Spencer Torkelson going way out there about as far as he could stretch.
One away, back to the top of the card, Donovan Walton, the hitter. Montero fires high and tight, backs him away, and that's ball 1. Tigers 2, Athletics nothing. 32-year-old Donovan Walton, originally a Mariners 5th rounder in 2015. Takes inside on a slider, and it goes to 2-0. He was DFA'd by the Angels on July 8th, and then the Athletics picked him up on a waiver claim. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air, right field McKinstry. A couple of steps back, he'll reach up, make the catch, 2 outs.
It just talks, I mean, the Cater Montero stuff, I mean, just missed to go behind in the count 2-0, and he just challenges him with a 4-seam fastball. Just comes right after him, gets in right on the hands, and the trademark, and just a kind of a little lazy fly ball on the right.
2 outs and the bases are empty. Hao Yuli off the line and a couple of steps behind the bag at third. McGonigal up the middle at short, and the first pitch is swung on and missed by Tyler Soderstrom on a changeup. Well, Dan, we've talked about it at length this season, the maturation of Cater Montero. The 0-1, wave and a miss on another changeup, and it's 0-2. And he was talking to you and I that one day in the clubhouse about not only did the World Baseball Classic help him in a tremendous way to gain more confidence, but his experience in the playoffs last year got more of an edge to him this year as he misses down and away on another changeup.
Well, you don't often get those pitches that are doubled up.
Tripled it up that time.
And you don't really get them tripled up. Why not try it?
Did we get a fourth straight changeup? The 1-2. This one hooked into right field. It's hanging up a while, and it will one hop and get out of the ballpark for an automatic double. So Tyler Soderstrom with his 24th double of the year. And the Athletics have a man in scoring position for Jonah Heim.
And that's why you're throwing a lot of changeups to Soderstrom.
That one right into his bat path.
Yep, and that was just that sinker that he tried to maybe freeze him, maybe where he gives up on it, threw it at that front hip, but it leaked that back over the inner third of the plate. Soderstrom was waiting for it and just spun on it, and one hop right over the fence into the Athletics bullpen.
Man on second for Jonah Heim, who drew a walk in the first inning. Montero kicks and fires, and it's swung on tap right in front of home plate. Bouncing out Eduardo Valencia, he will field, flip on to Spencer Torkelson at first, and Cater Montero, he works around a 2-out double, keep the Athletics off the scoreboard. We're on to the fourth. It's
all your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
3 batters over the minimum for Drew Rasmussen. Just 3 base runners in 7 shutout innings. And he did it on under 90 pitches.
His second home run of the ball game. And he sets a new career high. 6 runs driven in today.
The damage, it's been done. 2 home runs in the inning. Manny Machado ties the game with his 2-run shot. And then Jackson Merrill puts him on top. Padres lead at 5-3.
Abrams with 2 on the day. James Wood joining him with a multi-homer game. He's got 30 this season. And the Nats have double digits. It's 10-5.
It's out the side for the 3rd time.
Day is done for Jacob Mizorowski. He's struck out 12, including the first 7 he faced today, a new franchise record. There's 66 pitches, over 100 miles an hour today.
It's right here in Detroit.
Fourth inning, and we'll pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Yuli leads off the Tiger 4th inning. First pitch from Gage Jump is popped up into the air. First base side, that'll land out of play. And Lee's in a hole, nothing in one. It's 2-0 Tigers. 4th inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows. No balls and a strike. Gage Jump into the line. Deals on the 0-1. Swinging a line drive on one hop, fielded by the second baseman, Donovan Walton, who flips on to first. Lee retired, 1 gone here in the Tigers' 4th inning. Gage Jump gave up a couple of runs in the first inning, but has settled down nicely since walking Gleyber Torres in the second, Dan. He has set down the last 5 batters that he has faced, 2 of them on strikeouts, 2 ground ball outs, and a flyout.
Yeah, it took him a while kind of to get going there in the first couple of innings, but I think he's starting to trust his stuff now, throwing more strikes, going right after the Tiger hitters.
He snapped a 5-game losing streak in that last start against Boston, hurling 6 scoreless pitches down on Max Clark for ball 1. Clark drew a walk in the second inning. Left on left here. Max has had a nice series. Pitch missing low, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, he falls behind 2-0 and just disgusted with himself. Jump is just took a little extra time to gather his thoughts.
2-0 pitch from Jump. way outside. Clark not offering up on the fastball away, and Max has the count in his favor at 3-0. Max Clark, exciting young player, brings such a level of energy. The 3-0 pitch, taken outside edge, a cold strike one. And much like Kevin McGonigal, similar mold to where, Dan, they just don't chase.
No, and I look at them too, and they're right about 5'11", so their strike zone is on the smaller side.
3-1 pitch from Jump. Max takes a cold strike on a sinker away, and it runs the count full.
So when you know the strike zone as well as those two, you've got to kind of put it on a little teacup, or almost a T-ball, and they're going to do plenty of damage just because of their knowledge of the strike zone. Going to get a lot of good pitches to hit.
3-2 to Clark, and draws his second walk of the game as the fastball misses for ball 4. It's now 3 walks for Max in 3 games. This game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network.
Just the way that Gage Jump went after Max Clark. I mean, he's sitting around watching the first 2 games and, says, hey, man, boy, this guy's pretty good. And you could just see that he was just dancing around the strike zone.
Ben Malgiri hit into a fielder's choice his first time through, and he'll take a cold strike. 2-0 Tigers here in the 4th inning on a hot one in Sacramento. 0-1 the count. Clark leads off first. The 0-1 missing up and outside, and the count evens up on Malgiri at a ball and a strike. What do you think, Dan? Are we going to see Max try to take second base today?
I want to see it. I keep watching his lead and trying to read Gage Jump.
Jump a long hold this time as he long look at Max Clark and deals to Malgiri, who fights it off foul and into the seats. Boy, not only did a fan miss the ball reaching over the railing on the suite level here at Sutter Health Park, but that foul ball knocked out a piece of the scoreboard. So we can no longer see the whip of Gage Jump. A ball and 2 strikes. Jump will pick on to first, and Clark was about a step and a half off the bag and gets back in very easily.
Just still trying to read Clark over there at first base, and it almost looked like he was starting to lean ever so slightly, and I don't know if Jump saw that, and that's why he made that little flip.
The 1-2. Slider missing below the zone. Good take from Malgiri. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield up the middle playing for 2 with Walton and Williams. Outfield relatively straight away with center fielder Bolte shaded slightly towards right. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Malgiri. Jump delivers, and it's sharply fouled into the seats on the first base side. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dan, the other thing about, you pick one of these young Tiger offensive threats, and much like Dylan Dingler, they focus on hitting the ball up the middle. And when you have that as your focus, it opens up the entire field for you. 2-2. Way outside, runs the count full.
Well, this might be interesting with the full count here with Max Clark over at first. But, yeah, that's exactly Max Clark, the approach he had going the other way, the first couple of hits, and then he got a pitch down over the middle of the plate and launched it for a home run.
Clark leads off first, doesn't go. 3-2. Malgiri takes ball 4, and we're going to get a challenge.
The pitch was ruled a ball. The catcher's challenging.
And I think the A's are going to lose this challenge. And indeed they are. That one below the strike zone. Good eye from Malgiri.
One challenge remaining.
And the Tigers in business once again with 2 on and only 1 out for Zach McKinstry.
Just Max Clark got jumped to just dance around the strike zone, drew that walk, didn't come in to give him anything good to hit, and then just the presence of Max Clark on first base just disrupted the timing of Gage Jump. Had to pay attention over there, a couple of flips over, varying his times to home, holding the baseball a little bit, going quicker, just speeding up the delivery a little bit, and just kind of worked a good at bat by Malgiri to get that base on balls.
McKinstry takes in the dirt. Nice stop that time from Jonah Heim for ball one. But that's the thing that speed does, Dan. It's that threat, and it's in the back of your mind. And I'm not going to say he wouldn't have walked Malgiri either way, but that certainly played a role in that sequence. Clark off second, Malgiri off first. Good speed out there for the Tigers. Pitch to McKinstry is low, and he is in the driver's seat now with a 2-ball count. Jump, elevated pitch count. His pitch count sitting at 71. Pitch counts all season long, brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. 2-0. Look back to second to Clark. 2-0 pitch is ripped over the leaping Walton into right field for a base hit. And Billy Boyer is going to put on the stop sign for Max Clark. He was sending him initially, but Lawrence Butler got to that ball quickly, and that will load the bases for the top of the lineup. 2-0 Tigers and a chance to add to it.
But falling behind with the 2 walks and then falling behind to Zach McKinstry left on left, and he had to come in there. Zach McKinstry knew it. And Zach hasn't hit left-handers like he has in years past. Came in today just hitting 125 against lefties. But you fall behind like that, you figured Dan Hubbs was going to make another trip out after this. But falling behind to Zach McKinstry, he knew he was getting a fastball and didn't miss it, jumped all over it.
Well, it is, short of the Colorado Rockies, this might be the second worst pitching coach job in the big leagues here in Sacramento. Such a high run-scoring environment here in Sacramento. You have to look no further than Gage Jump. His home road splits this season.
Yes.
In 5 road starts, he's 2-2 with a 2.51 ERA and opponents hitting 2.18 against him. Here in Sacramento, he's 2-4, ERA at 5.24 and opponents hitting 3.06. Bases loaded for Gleyber Torres. Gleyber has walked twice in this game. Jump from the letters, delivers. Torres takes a called strike on a changeup.
But AJ talked about it coming into this series, is you can't be afraid to beat the opponent in the strike zone. You can't dance around there. And that proved to be the case on Friday. And so far, Cater is 9 for 12 in first pitch strikes, going right after these hitters.
The 0-1 Torres, sharp ground ball at the middle base, hit into center field. Clark scores. Here comes Malgiri. The throw will go to third base. Zach McKinstry going first to third. And it's 4-0 Tigers here in the fourth. Taking advantage of the A's walks and Gleyber Torres, a sharp single up the middle.
Gleyber Torres came up with a big hit, that big home run yesterday, which turned out to be the game winner. Or no, it didn't, but it put the Tigers ahead 4-2 at the time, and comes up with another big base hit here just to expand that lead.
2 in the first, 2 in the fourth for the Tigers. Action in the Athletics bullpen. Runners at the corners for Dylan Dingler. Ding today is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. First pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball away, and that is strike one rather.
But just to talk about first pitch strikes on the other side of things, Gage Jump, just 8 of 19.
That'll do it. Falling behind.
You're falling behind. You have to come in at that point or walking people.
Pitch down and in on Dingler. And it evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
But if you had to pitch here all the time, it's easy if you, not easy, but it's a different story if you come in for 3 games and you're being told, hey, first pitch strikes, go right after them.
The 1-1, Dingler fouls it away at home plate. He's in a hole 1-2. 5 walks for Gage Jump in this ball game.
But if you have to pitch
high.
But if you have to pitch all the time here, and you're constantly having that ball flying out of here and scooting through the infield very quickly, it's easier said than done just to say, yep, go right after him. A lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of strikes.
1 out, runners on the corners. The 1-2, Dingler puts it on the ground foul once again. He did not give up a home run in his first 6 starts. He's given up 7 homers in his prior 6, none given up yet today. This is an Athletics team that has given up a major league high 175 homers. The 1-2, Dingler in on the hands, fouled it away.
Boy, I almost look like Clip Dillon. We all know how many times he gets hit, and right on top of that plate with those big arms, and almost looked like it may have clipped him, but just glanced off the bat.
2 on, 1 out. Dingler this season has been hit by a team-high 12 hit-by pitches. 1-2 in the dirt. Count evens at 2-2. Why Dingler not only gets beat up at the plate, but behind the plate. Two on, 1 away. Runner on third is Zach McKinstry. Runner on first is Gleyber Torres. Jump his 82nd pitch of the afternoon. After a long hold, he delivers. And Dingler down on strikes, a swinging strike 3. 5th strikeout of the game for Jump. 2 gone here in the 4th inning. That brings up Kevin McGonigal. McGonigal 0 for 2 today, still 2 on, now 2 out. McGonigal has struck out looking and flown out to foul territory in left field. Jump coming into the start in his first 12 starts, 68 strikeouts as that pitch misses away on a sweeper for ball 1. It's the second most in A's history through 12 games. Since Tim Hudson struck out 80 through the first 12 games of his career back in 1999. That was a heck of an arm for a long time.
It sure was.
The 1-0. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. That time the sweeper clips the corner, evens the count. 4-0 Tigers. 4th inning. Trying to do something they've never done in the long history of this ball club, and that is sweep a season series against the Athletics. Here's the 1-1. Up and inside, nearly hits McGonigal on a changeup. It's a 2-1 count. He's been missing arm side with that changeup, Dan, consistently today. And if you can recognize that pitch out of hand, it's easy to lay off when he's spraying it that much.
And that's what we were talking about. He just doesn't throw that many strikes with that pitch.
Pitch he only throws about 7% of the time. The 2-1 down and away, 3-1. And if he walks McGonigal, this is likely the last batter that Gage Jump will face in this ball game.
Yeah, and this is, you can't afford to do this on these hot days when you have these long innings and you're having to throw a lot of pitches and you're all under duress with a lot of traffic on the bases. It takes a lot out of you.
McGonigal cuts at a fastball and misses, and it's a full count. So that'll put Gleyber Torres in motion with the pitch. It's a fastball, Dan. We talk about that rising characteristic of fastballs. He gets about 16.5 inches of induced vertical break. So that fastball gets up on you in a hurry, and it's got that rising action on it. The 3-2 runner goes, and it's ball 4. 6th walk of the game, and Mark Kotsay is going to come out and make a change as the Tigers, they reload the bases. Here in the 4th inning, Eduardo Valencia coming to the plate. Elvis Alvarado will be the new arm. We'll step aside with this Tigers call to the bullpen. It's the Tigers 4 and the A's nothing on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Some people might give you one pizza for $9.99. Little Caesars gives you more because more is better. It's Little Caesars more for $9.99.
Dives ahead. He makes the catch, got a double play. He throws into second to turn 2. There's some gold for you right there, shining brightly in center field. Home run, Pete Crow Armstrong. Does it get any hotter than PCA? It's his 4th hit of the night. It's his 3rd extra base hit. Beavers right side. Get through his hits. Leave it to Beavers. The Orioles walk off the Braves. Oh, boy, did they need that.
Dylan Cease, a one-hit shutout with 12 strikeouts.
Dylan Cease is must-watch TV every time he takes to the mound.
Way back and gone! Salvador Perez. He's now the Royals' franchise leader in home runs.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
A's pitching change brought to you by Dan Bernstein Law Firm. Dan, Elvis Alvarado, the hard-throwing right-hander, is in.
Yes, and you're right about hard throwing. Fastball just a tick below 99 on average. But he's been scoreless in 11 of his last 13 outings and 15 strikeouts over his last 12 and 2/3 innings.
Bases loaded for Eduardo Valencia. First pitch, he chases a high fastball at 99. It's a swinging strike. Alvarado, former Tiger farmhand, bounced around the last couple of years. In his second season with the Athletics, comes in with a 491 earned run average out of that A's bullpen. He sets at the letters, and the big right-hander kicks and fires the 0-1. Swing and a miss, quickly ahead, 2 straight fastballs, and it is 0-2 on Valencia. It's McKinstry at third. Gleyber Torres at second, Kevin McGonigal at first. Tigers loading the bases twice here in the 4th inning with a 4-0 advantage over the A's. Alvarado coming set, and time is called by Valencia, who has gone down on strikes twice in this ballgame.
As you can imagine, if Alvarado just works ahead with the kind of stuff that he has, that's going to really make him much, much better.
He sets and delivers the 0-2. Valencia fouls it away over the screen into the seats.
How about 101? First 2, 99.
Is that good?
Yeah. Thinking about it. I'm going to try to put him away. Get a little bit extra. And it's really kind of slings it, kind of sidearm.
Alvarado's 0-2. This one blasted to left field. Soderstrom on the run. It's over his head, and one hops the wall. McKinstry's in. Here comes Torres. Heading to third is McGonigal, and into second with a 2-run double goes Eduardo Valencia. It is 6-0 Tigers here in the 4th inning, and Dan Valencia got a slider that hung out over the plate, and he demolished that ball into left field over the head of Soderstrom.
Well, you wonder sometimes about the pitch selection, like I was talking about. I mean, you're throwing nothing but fastballs, and Valencia hasn't come close to him, and all of a sudden you decide, well, I'm going to kind of trick him and slow it up a little bit, and it just stays right over the center of the plate, and Valencia can catch up to it and hammers it into left.
Now Spencer Torkelson, the 9th batter here in the Tigers' 4th inning. He'll take a called strike, and he will tap the helmet, and he will challenge. This is going to be very close. And, oh my goodness, it just grazed the inside corner of the plate. And so the count remains 0-1. 2nd and 3rd. Tigers leading it by 6. Alvarado stretches, looks at the runners, and after a long hold, delivers the 0-1. Torkelson takes a 99-mile-an-hour fastball for a cold strike. It's 0-2. But Dan, when I looked down at my screen and saw that he hung the slider, you just sit there and you threw 3 pitches at 99 or above to get him in the hole.
Yeah.
Why would you go off of that?
You always think about, well, I'm going to trick him, and you don't.
The 0-2 down and away at 100 miles an hour, and that's ball 1. You pitchers try to overthink things, Peaches.
Now, I would put it back on Jonah Heim, actually, and he's the one that nowadays most of the catchers are calling the pitches, and pitchers don't shake off that much.
Alvarado with the 1-2. Torkelson stays alive, fouls it away.
Now, you can throw that pitch, but you got to make sure that you miss with it and not throw it right down the middle.
Yeah, if he had buried the slider,
sure.
And I'm sure that's not the location that Jonah Heim wanted with that pitch, but he left it up. The Tigers made him pay. Alvarado sets and delivers 1-2. Torkelson lays off, fastball up and outside, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6-0 Tigers on a scorcher here in Sacramento.
Now, he hasn't thrown the slider to Spencer Torkelson. It's been nothing but four-seam fastballs.
Second and third, 2 outs. 2-2 the count on Torque. The pitch. Popped up, foul, out of play. We'll do it again.
But you get to, this is where it gets to the point now, right? Where, how many have you seen? You've seen 6 pitches, and they've all been four-seam fastballs. And this is where that doubt starts creeping in your mind. Oh, he's starting to time it up. He's going to, can I throw him another one, or should I go to the breaking ball? This is that little cat and mouse game that pitchers and catchers have to think through.
The 2-2, Torkelson lifts it to left. Soderstrom has to come in on it. He'll get to the spot. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. Tigers, big inning. They put up a 4 spot, send 9 to the plate. It is 6-0 Detroit. We go to the...
Sitting beside Mike in the clubhouse, he's a huge card guy. Just watching him go through boxes and boxes of cards, I kind of got a little bit of the edge. You rip a pack and you just kind of get what you get and see what you see.
Yeah, so see what we got. Jose Ramirez.
Ready for Peralta.
Look at this one here, Joe. This is...
Oh, yeah, keep that off to the side right there. Man, you're going to rock, paper, scissors.
Really gets him.
1 of 25, Andrew McCutcheon. This is absolutely beautiful. That is fantastic.
Bouncer to first. Bacher slipped and fell on the mound. He just fell.
He just slipped.
Elise, is that you?
Oh, you know, I didn't go to journalism school for nothing.
Oh, man. That guy's all right. You got a baseball. He's got a headache.
Twins game at 1:10, wedding at 4:30.
Fouls the ball, loses the bat. It's caught in the on-deck circle by Alex Call.
So give him for high charge. Salvi has a chance for revenge and history all in one swing.
Swing and a ball well hit. Left field, way back and gone. He's done it. Salvador Perez, number 318 in his career. He's now the Royals franchise leader in home runs. One legend replaces another.
So special. Only thing left now for the captain is a W.
Sports in Vegas.
Bottom of the 4th inning, it is 6-0 Tigers over the Athletics. Greg Gain and Dan Petrie with you on this gorgeous day in West Sacramento. Cater Montero back out there for the Tigers with a 6-run advantage. And his first pitch to Tommy White misses up and in for ball 1. Tigers got ahead in the first inning with a pair, and they added 4 more in the top half of this inning. Broken back ground ball over to third. Hao Yu Lee will scoop, flips on to first. Leadoff man retired, and Cater's gotten leadoff man in 3 of the 4 innings today. A lot of weak contact off of Montero, and I think Cater proving that the last start for him was just a blip on the radar, because he has returned to form today, Dan.
He has, and you know, he's just so unflappable. I mean, we all know that he's got really good stuff, but just nothing seems to get to him. Nothing seems to bother him. He's just very comfortable. If he does get in a jam, he's able to just slow the game down and work his way out of it.
Lawrence Butler checks his swing and did not go on a fastball up and outside. Butler singled to right in the second inning. Butler, one of those young players that the A's have locked up. One more season here in Sacramento before moving into their palace in Las Vegas, as Butler lifts this one in the air to left field. Malgiri took him a minute to find that baseball in the sunshine. Hung up there a long time, but makes the routine catch for out number 2, Carlos Cortez.
Well, you could see this, the sun glaring off of Malgiri's glasses, and it almost appeared, he stayed nice and calm, but it did appear that at one point there, he may have lost it and then just it reappeared out of the sun and looked very comfortable making the catch, but I don't think it was as easy as he made it look.
Pitch to Cortez is floated in the air, foul at third base side, and it's out of play. 0-1 the count. And Malgiri, you brought up earlier the player development staff, and I think Malgiri's outfield play is a testament to what they do in the minor league system. 0-1, taking a bit upstairs, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. Ben's always had natural athletic ability, super athletic kid, but from time to time he was having trouble in the minor leagues getting good jumps on balls, and they have corrected those issues with Ben, and he has played a fine outfield since coming up from AAA Toledo as that pitch misses away, and Cortez has the count in his favor at 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I think you can say the same thing about Max Clark.
Bingo,
It was, they said, look, you need to work on this down in AAA. It's not just your hitting, but you need to work on getting the good jump. We know you're fast and can outrun it.
2-1 missing in, and Montero, a rare 3-ball count today, falls behind Cortez. 3 balls and a strike.
Montero got that ball back from Valencia and threw it right out. Like, get out of here. I'm behind 3-0 or a 3-ball count. Get out of here.
3 balls and a strike on Cortez. Montero whips into the motion, delivers upstairs, ball 4. Second walk issued by Cater today. It comes with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. You know he's not going to like that, and the grimace on his face says it all. Cater has not walked 2 batters in a ball game since way back on May 19th when he walked 4 in 5 innings of work against Cleveland. 2 outs and a man on first for Alika Williams. He'll take a called strike. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Sacramento. Tigers leading it by 6 runs. 0-1 the count on Williams. The pitch fouled back to the net. And Montero bouncing back after the walk to Carlos Cortez quickly works ahead of Williams at 0 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm not sure he liked that last slider, the location of it. After he threw it, Williams had a good swing at it, and he kind of turned around like, ooh, I don't want to throw it there. I want to get it a little more outside.
Montero holds, delivers 0-2. Check the swing on the slider away. They appealed to Dan Iasonia at first as he did not go.
Like that. He made the adjustment. Said, you know what? I can't throw him like I did on that 0-1. Valencia was set up right outside, and he threw it right where Valencia wanted it. Almost got the swing and miss.
Here's the 1-2. Up and in. Brushes him back with a sinker. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Would not be surprised here if Cater didn't go back to that slider away.
Yep. He could go right back in there, too, with that sinker. That almost clipped the jersey of Williams, so you might want to just stay away.
Cortez off first, 2-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield, Gleyber Torres. Can he find the ball? He does. Boy, that high sky today playing tricks on fly balls, but Cater Montero works around a 2-out walk. Keeps the A's off the scoreboard. We head to the 5th. It's the Tigers' 6th.
There's so much history right here, and when I put it on, and it's so light, it just feels just right. It feels just right. I mean, look at this. It got the city on it. When I was 7 years old, my uncle takes me where? To Shea Stadium. Darryl Strawberry hits a home run, and I become a fan for life.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game, these games, all the games, pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Fifth inning here in Sacramento. Tigers with a 6-0 lead over the A's. How you leads off against Elvis Alvarado. First pitch missing away for ball one. Alvarado did serve up a 2-run double to Eduardo Valencia, but all the runs were charged to the starter Gage Jump, who lasted just 3 2/3, 6 runs on 4 hits. Season high 6 walks. He struck out 5 and is on the losing end. Lee, a wild swing and miss on a fastball up. Fifth inning is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. 1 ball, 1 strike on How You Lead. Alvarado working from the stretch deals. And it's a slider swung on and missed. Lee's in a hole 1-2. It's been a tough go of it for Mark Kotze and the Athletics. This was a team, Dan, that was right in the thick of the playoff races. Recently, as the end of June, the 1-2, Lee takes it inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No, and I think they had really good aspirations of contending this year, too. And the way that the West has been, you know, they could have been right there.
2-2, way outside, runs the count full. But, Dan, this was a team that on June 27th, they were a game and a half out of first place at the 500 mark. 3-2 the count on Lee. Alvarado from the letters delivers 3-2. Lee pops it up. Shallow to center out. Second baseman Walton in. Bolte the center fielder. Bolte will take it. And there's 1 gone here in the 5th. But you look at the Athletics that are on the injured list. J.T. Ginn, Mark Leiter Jr., Luis Severino. Big loss recently. Shea Langoliers, their all-star catcher, went down with an injury. Zach Geloff is out. Joshua Kuroda-Grouder is on the injured list. First pitch to Max Clark misses away. That's ball 1. Denzel Clark on the 60-day, and Brent Rooker. It's a name you don't hear talked about much. He was a huge part of this club
for the last several years.
Max Clark has walked twice. The 1-0 pitch taken at the top of the zone, a fastball for a called strike 1, and that evens the count. But when you're an organization relying on really good young talent, you can't afford to have the injuries that the A's have had this season as Clark calls for time ahead of the 1-1.
No, and they've been just going out and scouring the waiver wire and almost, you know, picking people to put in the bullpen, getting guys to fill in for some of those injured players.
Clark swings through a slider, and he's in a hole 1-2.
I mean, trying to do everything. You don't want to just rush somebody up from AAA if they're not ready. We talk about player development all the time, you know, not, oh, when we need help, just rush somebody up here. They don't want to do that, so they're getting pieces from all over baseball.
Clark swings and misses, strike 3 on a slider away. Alvarado picks up the strikeouts. 2 outs in the inning for Ben Malgiri. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today. Nick Kurtz out of the lineup again today for the A's. 1 for his last 38 at the plate. He was hit by a pitch a couple of days ago. First pitch to Malgiri. Swung on, lifted in the air, right field. Butler going back, has room. He's got it, reaches up and makes the catch. And the Tigers, they go in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Tigers 6 and the Athletics nothing here on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
If you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the 1-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Tigers maintaining a 6-0 lead over the Athletics. So glad you could join us on this gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Jeff McNeil lead off against Cater Montero. First pitch is hooked up the right field line, a foul, and McNeil's in a hole 0-1. McNeil flew to right field in the second inning. Tigers 2 in the first and 4 in the fourth to build this 6-0 lead. And Dan, we've seen it throughout this series and throughout the tenure of the A's here in Sacramento. No lead is ever safe in this ballpark as McNeil puts one on the ground foul on the first base side. So I guess the answer is just keep scoring runs.
You know, and also the Tigers have done a good job of scoring early in all three of these games, but also just haven't been afraid to add on also and just not be happy and complacent with scoring early. And that's a very important too.
Montero misses below the zone with the slider. It's a ball and 2 strikes on McNeil. The longtime New York Met in his first season. That's a pitch they probably should challenge right there. That was in the strike zone. Ball and 2 strikes on McNeil. Montero rocks and deals. Swung on, fouled away. Tigers, though, with just 1 challenge remaining.
I think that's exactly what Valencia was thinking at that point. Just, okay, we've got 1 left. Is it best to just kind of bank that? And just in case we need it later on, Cater's dealing.
The 1-2. Another foul. In the season series, Dan, the Tigers have outscored the Athletics. Get this, 43-11 in the 6 games. And they've out-homered the Athletics 12-2, 6-1 in this series. The 1-2, lifted in the air right field. Back on the ball is McKinstry, has to reach up again. Boy, the ball is sailing in the outfield today as McNeil is retired for out number 1.
Yeah, that's the second time that ball has kind of tricked Zach McKinstry out there that almost kind of sailed over his head. But we've seen the infielders, we've seen the outfielders struggle just kind of picking that ball up and dealing with the sun, the high sky, not a cloud in the sky, picture perfect blue.
And something else that I think a lot of times fans don't recognize as, boy, bunt shown by Henry Bolte and the sinker flew over his head. And that is ball 1.
Cater looked at his hand like, man, I had a lot of moisture on my hand. That just slipped.
But what I was going to say, Dan, is this is a minor league ballpark. And when you're a major league outfielder, you are used to a different backdrop in every other city except this one. As the 1-0 pitch is popped up. This one right up the elevator shaft. Eduardo Valencia is not going to have room to make that catch. It falls into the front row beyond the netting. I don't think he saw that.
He was fighting that sun big time, too.
But, Dan, you know, normally as an outfielder, you have a giant stadium behind you. And in every ballpark, the tallest part of the stadium is behind home plate. Well, here at Sutter Health Park, you have a fraction of the height of a normal Major League Baseball stadium. The 1-1. Bolte swings and misses at a good, tightly wound slider away. It's 1-2.
And you wonder why Max Clark looks so graceful and familiar with everything out there, because he's been playing in nothing but minor league parks. He's saying, this is nothing new to me. That's why I look so comfortable out there and just getting great jumps and making all these plays look easy, because I've been doing it all season long.
Montero turns into the motion, delivers 1-2 on Bolte. Just missed away. Slider, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-0 Tigers, 5th inning. Last game of the year against the Athletics. Tigers will head to Seattle as they continue this West Coast swing. Montero's 2-2. Ooh, fouled off the umpire, Jeremy Rehack. It knocked his mask off, and here comes the A's athletic trainer.
Boy, and isn't that just like Eduardo Valencia to go over there and kind of make sure he kept his right arm wrapped around Jeremy Rehack?
Man, that was...
Yeah, just to make sure he was okay.
In on the hands and fouled straight off the back and right in the face of Jeremy Rehack. You can wear all the protective gear you want. That's still going to sting when you get a foul straight off the mask, and the mask went to the ground.
It looked like it almost caught him, almost like an uppercut. You know, came up and caught him where it kind of tilts your head back a little bit. You see him on our replay monitor just kind of lifting his head back, testing his neck out.
That does not feel good. It is 6-0 Tigers. We are in the 5th inning, and Jeremy Rehack being evaluated by the Athletics trainer. The other 3 umpires over there as well, especially when it comes to the head and neck area. You can never be too careful, so they want to make sure Jeremy Rehack's okay to be able to stay in this ball game.
And you know they do. They're just like a player. They don't want to come out of that game, but you're right. In the neck area, the head area, Dan Iasonia, the crew chief, just spending a lot of time making sure that he's okay. They've all been through this before. Oh, is that Adam Beck?
It is.
Looks like he's running out to possibly go out to center field and put on the gear.
Yeah, it would appear that Jeremy Rehack is going to leave this ball game. This is the disadvantage of the clubhouse facilities being in center field, and the Tigers, they are going to come off the field right now. And so, Dan, this is one of those situations as Jeremy Rehack is going to leave this ball game. But with Cater throwing the ball so well,
yes,
and in the middle of an inning, the last thing you want is a lengthy delay.
Yeah, and Dan Iasonia is going up right away to talk to Cater. Talk to him just very briefly, not sure what he was saying, but just, hey, when we come back out, you'll have as much time as you need.
Rehack.
Sidearm delivery and a comebacker. There's the good athleticism. He throws the glove to first for the out. The ball was stuck in his glove. What an intelligent play by El Duque.
That reminds me of Terry Mulholland 12 years ago against the New York Mets.
And it's a good reminder for all you youngsters out there, if you're going to catch a glove with a ball wedged into it, use 2 hands like Tino Martinez did.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you got to stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
In the 9th inning with a 5-0 lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it looks like two of the top teams in the lead in the Central Division will remain. Twins trailing the Mariners 3-0 in the 6th inning. And right here it is 6-0 Tigers over the A's in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we are officially in an umpire delay while Adam Beck, the second base umpire, will put on the gear, take his place behind home plate. Dan, the one thing we haven't touched on, we brought up the Tarek Skubal trade, but we did not say what the Tigers are getting in return for Tarek Skubal. And so we'll do that on the other side of this break as we pause for this umpire delay. It's 6-0 Tigers on top of the Athletics. Right here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Hey, Matt Vierling here. From the stands, people see the highlights. Home runs, stolen bases, diving catches. What they don't see is the preparation to be ready for the unexpected. That's how I look at my car, too. Repairs can hit out of nowhere, and they're not cheap. With Car Shield, you get the best defense against costly car repairs. When something goes wrong, you're not scrambling. You've got a plan. A Car Shield plan.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan.
View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power. And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
If you have cancer, proton therapy is targeted treatment with less risk of side effects.
I'm John, and I had prostate cancer. In my opinion, for proton therapy, there's nowhere else to be. Anybody that has the opportunity to come here to participate in the proton therapy program, it's a win for them. The staff, the treatment, prognosis, your chances for survival when you walk out the door, there's nowhere else to be in my eyes.
Your best chance to beat cancer could be proton therapy. Visit mclaren.org/proton therapy.
We are in the bottom of the fifth in Sacramento. The Tigers with a 6-0 lead over the A's, looking to sweep the season series. Now the big news last night, Tarek Skubal dealt to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tigers getting 3 prospects in return, Dan. And one of the centerpieces was Zaire Hope, an outfielder who was assigned to Double-A Erie. River Ryan, right-handed starting pitcher Brady Smith, all in that deal. And so it's one of those where time will tell how the prospects pan out, and you just never know with prospects. But the Tigers going out and getting the best they could for one of the best pitchers in the ballgame and getting a return of 3 young, talented players from the Dodgers system.
And that was the thing, is that there was just a small group of teams that can pay the price to get a Tarek Skubal, and the Dodgers were one of them, and they were willing to, to give up 3 players that, depending upon what article you read and who you read, I mean, they're ranked very, very high and think that that was a very good trade for the Tigers, very good trade for the Dodgers. You do want, if you're going to do a trade like that, you want it to be a win-win. You don't want it to be one-sided, and that's why I think just looking at it, it's, yes, the Dodgers got one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, but the return, it certainly is going to take a while just to see. But it looks like they're all 3 are very highly rated, and even River Ryan is a guy that, could find his way to Detroit sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I thought, Rogelio Castillo, who we know all the time from his work at Comerica Park covering the Tigers, but for my money, Rogelio is amongst the best when it comes to breaking down young prospects, and he had a really good story, that he put out last night via Twitter, and yeah, it's some really good insight on these guys, and he said the lottery ticket is Brady Smith. It's a guy who came off of Tommy John surgery in 2023. He's only reached high A, but a lot of hope for him. And then his breakdown of River Ryan was pretty darn good as well. And you look at the age, you say, well, he's 27 years old. How do you qualify that as a prospect? Well, he's another guy who had some young success in the major leagues with the Dodgers, had a 133 ERA, 18 strikeouts over 20 and a third innings for the Dodgers in 4 starts in 2024. And then he went down with Tommy John surgery. So a big upside. And on TV, Dan, when they have delays, you know what it is. It's rain delay questions. Well, we have umpire delay here, so we have umpire delay questions. And one got sent in to us, actually.
Right, I love it.
By a faithful listener down in Atlanta, Georgia. It goes by the name of Bobby Scales. He would like to know, Dan.
I've heard of that guy.
Yes, I have too. I don't know where I've heard about that from, but this fellow Bobby Scales sent in a question for you. And his question was, how was it when you got a new guy at the deadline? And do you have any memorable players that came over at a deadline deal during your playing career?
I think any time that, now you don't know if any of these pieces are going to add to the roster, but anytime somebody fresh and new comes in, it energizes a clubhouse. It's just like, you get Max Clark joining a team. I mean, it's somebody new, somebody that you had in spring training, and everybody just is energized by, hey, there's a little spark. You know, it gets rid of the doldrums of a long season, and you're headed into the dog days of August. And, you know, so anytime that little freshness comes in, you know, it can energize. And you hope it does, just because you don't want the flip side being, oh, man, you know, we just lost Tarek Skubal. You have to look at it the other way, and we'll see if any of those pieces, you know, like I said, River Ryan possibly could, you know, join this staff at some point. But, you know, thinking about, but not really, not an impact player. Never was a part of that, you know, a big piece, but
long run. Friedel, he lays out and makes the headlong diving catch. Rocchio in the hole, gets up quickly, throws. On the bounce, dug out by Van Sarno. Holy cow, what a play. Way back onto the warning track. Oh, he reeled it in. Jacob. Fielded by Jazz. Acrobatic flow off balance in time. Collins races over, dives, makes the grab. A barrel roll toward the line.
Diving play, but one hopper by Jazz just gets up, throws it out. Dandy play right there by Jazz.
Coming on, diving Martinez. He made the catch. Full game. Slides into third. Diving Graham. Barossa coming on. He dives and he's got it. What a catch. Long run for DeBear. Sliding, diving, tumbling makes the catch. A spectacular grab, and the Reds shut out Cleveland. And in a hurry, Friedel, he slides and he scoops it. The dive is crossed and throws him out.
Have families, you know, if those families are disrupted and all the relocation. So it's very topsy-turvy. And the other thing is that, you know, I was, you know, very, very comfortable in Detroit. You know, your family is there, and all of a sudden you're shipped off to a new location in Atlanta, and it's it can really take you a while to reacclimate and get accustomed to everything with a new organization. It's not as easy as it sounds.
No, and that's a great point you bring up, as Adam Beck now has his gear on. He's coming out. Cater Montero getting an opportunity to warm up. I'll never forget, there was a deadline deal when I was in AA, and Francisco Martinez, who was a big-time prospect, I think he was 21 years old at the time, and the only thing he knew from his teenage years was the Detroit Tigers organization. And I can remember after the ball game, we were in Akron, Ohio, and I don't recall all the pieces of the trade and who the Tigers got back. It was a deal with the Seattle Mariners, and Martinez was one of the pieces in that deal. And here's a 24-year-old or 21-year-old kid from Latin America, and I can remember him getting very upset in the clubhouse, saying, "I don't want to leave."
Yeah,
and especially for guys who from a different country, and the only thing that they know in their entire professional career, even at that young age, was one organization. It's tough for guys to come over to this country to begin with, and then to get dealt at the deadline. Your world gets thrown into complete upheaval. And I remember sitting there that day, and he was having a hard time understanding, you know, why don't the Tigers want me? And they tried to explain to him that, no, it's not that the Tigers didn't want you. It was this other organization thinks you're really good, and in order for them to send their major league piece over, you were a part of that.
The other thing is, like I said, the support systems now, you know, they just don't take it for granted. Well, that's part of the game. Just good luck to you. Go get them. You know, the mental skills coaches that are available for all these players, even at the minor league level, is huge to help them navigate through such a emotional time.
It's a 2-2 count on Henry Bolte. 6-0 Tigers. Cater Montero back to work. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch up and in, and he hit him. My goodness. So the first pitch back from our umpire delay. It was a nice little episode of umpire delay questions. Thank you for participating.
Yeah.
And thanks for that listener down in Atlanta.
Anytime that listener wants to send a question, yeah.
And we'll pause for station identification here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Pitch to Donovan Walton. It clips the corner for a called strike on a changeup from Cater Montero. Runner at first, Henry Bolte. One out here in the Athletics' fifth inning. Got to pay attention to Bolte at first. A lot of speed as Montero misses with the changeup, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brought this up earlier, Dan. Last season in the minor leagues, Bolte was 44 of 46, 95% success rate and stealing base. This one hit over to third. Nice snow cone grab by How-You-Lead. McGonigal for one at second. On to first. Got him. Oh, Spencer Torkelson. See if the A's challenge it. It was a bang-bang play at first. Torque just kept his big toe on the bag long enough. And what say you, Mark Kotze? They are not going to challenge. Boy, beautifully turned on every piece of that 5-6-3 double play. 5 shutout innings for Cater Montero since this game into the 6th inning. It's the Tigers 6 and the Athletics 9.
Driven deep to left field. Going back Ramos. Track. Wall. See ya. A home run for Giancarlo Stanton. And the Yankees lead 3-0.
Got a lot of giddy up on it. Hey now.
Bludgeoned. He knew it.
It's just ridiculous upper body strength. Be able to muscle that ball.
Halfway up in the bleachers in left field. Stanton was 414.
108 miles an hour up the bat.
Big G. Ringing the bell. His first homer of the season. His second RBI in as many games.
Save and win with Meijer, proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein, and I partner with the Michigan State Police to keep you safe on the road. Get your free Call Sam car safety kit today at callsam.com.
Called to the bullpen for the Athletics, Hogan Harris is on for the A's. First pitch to Zach McKinstry is up and in ball 1. 6th inning. It's brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Experience the Denver difference. 6-0 Tigers. Pitching change brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm as the lefty Harris into his windup. And the 1-0 pitch to McKinstry. Misses away. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Tigers 2 in the first, 4 in the 4th inning to build this 6-0 lead. Harris rocks and deals. 2-0. McKinstry takes ball 3 low, and Jonah Heim will challenge.
Ball to catcher out.
Zach is 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored in that 4-run 4th inning. And it is. Well, that was a bad miss by Adam Beck, but he gets a little bit of grace.
I was going to say, you got to give him a little bit of a break there. Just kind of summoned quickly to get his gear on him right back to home plate.
2 balls and a strike on McKinstry, the pitch. Sharply hit up the middle and a base hit into center field, and Zach's got 2 hits. Wide turnaround first. He'll hold there with a single as Bolte got to that one quickly. Strikeout updates brought to you by Carbless, official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. No strikeouts today for Cater Montero. 6 strikeouts for the A's starter, Gage Jump. Man on first to start the 6th inning. Gleyber Torres having a day at the plate. 2 walks, a single, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. First pitch is upstairs, and that is ball 1.
Hogan Harris has been throwing the ball well has not allowed a run in 10 of his last 12 games. Over 12 innings, he struck out 22.
1-0, bounces it in the dirt, and what a read by Zach McKinstry. He saw that one. I tell you what, it is fun to watch Zach run the bases. Gets the second on a wild pitch without a throw, and the minute he saw that ball hit the dirt, he was off to the races.
You know, and you're right. It's so fun to watch him go from first to third, or when he kind of smells a triple, just to watch the way he cuts the bases, just the perfect stride and his arms pumping.
Glaber takes inside and has the count in his favor at 3 balls and no strikes. Runner off second, McKinstry, the 29-year-old Hogan Harris, delivers, and it's a called strike 1. So 3-1 the count on Glaber Torres. Harris, originally a third-rounder of the A's back in 2018 out of Louisiana Lafayette. 3-1. Torres in on the hands, fouls it into the seats. Count runs full. Riley Green getting a day off today. Or let me correct it. A start off. But if this game continues to trend in the direction it's going, it'll be a whole day off for Riley, which will be nice with the off day coming up in Seattle.
Yeah, that's exactly the way AJ would love to have it. Give him 2 days off in a row.
3-2. Torres takes inside, ball 4. It's the third walk he has drawn in this game. And it sets the Tigers up with men at first and second for Dylan Dingler.
Well, look at that. You move Kevin McGonigal down, right? He'd been leading off the last couple of days and had a great first 2 days of the series. And then you move Glaber Torres up into the leadoff spot, and all he does is get on base 4 out of 4 times.
2 on, nobody out in the 6th for Dingler. First pitch to Ding. Hooks across a curveball for a called strike 1. Does Harris. 53rd appearance for the off-used Harris. Set a career high last year with 48 appearances. He has surpassed that this season with plenty of season to go. Pitch fouled off. Ding's in a hole, 0-2. Tigers the 3-city swing on this West Coast trip. First and second, nobody out. 0-2 to Dingler. Lets a fastball go outside for ball 1.
And Harris has been used as their closer also. Last time he pitched Tuesday, picked up his team-leading 9th save. So just called upon right here to get an inning of work in and just kind of hopefully keep the A's relatively close.
Down and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Announced crowd today just under 9,000, but if you look in the seating bowl, you're going to say, where's all the people? Well, when it's 100 degrees outside, they are trying to find every nook and cranny with a bit of shade. The 2-2. Dingler, a wave and a miss on a curveball. Dingler down on strikes for the 3rd time today, and Harris picks up his first strikeout. Still 2 on for Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah, had a nice 3-day chat with third base coach Billy Boyer's dad in the hotel, and they were at the first 2 games, decided not to come to this one just because they didn't want to be out in the sun. And I was saying, hey, go out on the berm underneath the trees.
Pitch, a called strike on McGonigal, fastball away. How about there's even people under the shadow of the scoreboard.
I mean, but I was telling his dad, hey, go out and go underneath the trees. And there is not an inch of room under there.
Swinging a slow roller towards second. Walton charges, tags the runner. Torres for 1 on to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play. So the Tigers threatened with 2 on and nobody out, but they cannot score. And we go to the last of the 6th inning. It's the Tigers 6 and the Athletics nothing.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Fly ball into shallow left. Diving catch, Randall Grichuk.
Well, that's a great play, but you could tell the whole time that he was running toward that ball, he knew it was going to take a dive.
Going back on a Waldschmidt, still going back on the warning track. He leaps and makes the catch. Crashing face first into the fence. What a grab by Ryan Waldschmidt for the second out.
And McKinstry digs one out to the gap in right center field.
Yes,
Cowser takes it away.
Oh, the milkman.
Holy Cowser.
Forget that. Lindor puts the icing on the cake with a long 3-run homer. His second home run of the night. A 6 RBI game for Lindor.
Base hit! Kiss that losing streak goodbye! And good night! Griffin Conine walks it off! And the Marlins score 3 in the ninth to win it!
Inning, Cater Montero back to work for the Tigers. Tyler Soderstrom leads off, and he will take a first pitch strike from the Tigers right-hander, who was twirling a beauty today, Dan. 5 shutout innings for Cater Montero as he begins his 6th inning of work. And there's about to be some action in the Tiger pen, as that's a swing and a miss. He's ahead of Soderstrom at 0-2. A's with action in their bullpen. Cater at 75 pitches as he continues to work in this ball game.
I just like the way Cater had that long delay and then hit Bolte with his first pitch and then was able to go out and get a double play. Nothing bothers him.
The 0-2 misses wide. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And it was a slickly turned double play. I mean, it was a snow cone grab on a hot shot to third to Hao-Yu Lee. Kevin McGonigal, who was already shaded up the middle, got the out at second, and then a quick turn to first, and Spencer Torkelson with a lunging grab to get the out. The 1-2, high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Speaking of double plays, I just was shocked at Kevin McGonigal in that last inning. I was like, you never remember him hitting into a double play. That's only his 3rd double play he's hit into this year, first since June 19th.
2-2, he got him. Swinging strike 3 on the slider. That is the first strikeout of the day for Cater Montero. Hardest working players brought to you by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball and all the hardworking people who make it possible. We'll give that to Cater today, Dan. I mean, he has been electric since the start of this ball game. To this point, has not had an inning with multiple base runners. Pitch, a called strike on Jonah Heim. Heim is 0 for 1 with a walk today.
Yeah, you look at our score sheet, and there's a whole lot of ink on the Tigers side of things from all the traffic, and it's pretty white down there on the Athletics.
Pitch is lifted in the air, center field. Clark into the alley. He's got plenty of space, plenty of room. He'll make the catch, 2 outs. And, you know, this is one of those situations where you look at Cater. He's about to throw his 80th pitch of the ball game, and mentioned this a couple times, but it just hit 100 degrees here in Sacramento. I think if you get him through 6, Dan, it's probably a good day's work, because it is not easy to be pitching in this kind of heat, and especially after going through that long delay.
Yes, the delays, and he's also had some long innings because of the Tigers' offense, having to go through a pitching change also.
Pitch that Tommy White misses low and away for ball 1.
I think he and Valencia, though, are probably used to this hot, steamy weather. Cater pitching in long sleeves or almost all the way down to his wrist.
Pitch inside, it's 2-0. And something that you've always said is you loved pitching,
no doubt,
in this type of heat.
Hotter the better. And but you have to have an outing like Cater has, not a whole lot of trouble.
2-0. Missed away on White, and White has a 3-ball count. White's 0 for 2, is flown to center, grounded to short.
Yeah, every now and then, Cater will just kind of lose it there briefly. You know, as accurate as he is, and lot of first pitch strikes. And just all of a sudden, he just kind of throws some wide.
3-0. Grooves across a fastball for a called strike one. Looks like Hogan Harris will be one and done with action in that A's pen. 6-0 Tigers here in the sixth inning. Montero rocks and delivers 3-1. Comes back at him with another fastball for a called strike, runs it full.
I think that's something. He falls behind 3-0. Looks like he's kind of spraying the ball a little bit and throws two absolutely perfect located pitches, forcing fastballs right down and away from the right-handed hitting White.
3-2 the count on Tommy White. Montero. He deals. Got him. Swinging strike three. Gator Montero with a 1-2-3 sixth inning, falls behind Tommy White 3-0, battles back, strikes him out, and sends this game to the seventh. Tigers 6, A's nothing on the Detroit.
Sidearm delivery and a comebacker. There's the good athleticism. He throws the glove to first for the out. The ball was stuck in his glove. What an intelligent play by El Duque.
That reminds me of Terry Mulholland 12 years ago against the New York Mets.
And it's a good reminder for all you youngsters out there, if you're going to catch a glove with a ball wedged into it, use two hands like Tino Martinez did.
The seventh inning is brought to you by the Snethkamp Automotive family. They're celebrating 100 years and 4 great Michigan locations. Eduardo Valencia leads off the Tigers' seventh. Tigers with a 6-0 lead over the A's, and new pitcher Hayden Yinger for the Athletics. Tigers leading 6-0. Yinger, the fourth pitcher of the day for the A's. Little check swing, dribbler towards first. It's picked by Jeff McNeil. He'll take it to the bag himself. Valencia, who doubled home a pair his last time up, grounds out softly, and there's one gone here in the seventh inning.
Yinger last pitched in the first game of the series on Friday, pitched an inning. Did have a couple of strikeouts in that outing. Started the year with Toronto, actually, in the Buffalo, and was called up. Made his major league debut with Toronto and found himself over here now in the A's or Athletics bullpen.
Called strike on Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, beginning the season in AAA Buffalo. Dan, that's less than optimal conditions to begin to see. It is cold in that city. Pitches away. So you go from starting the season there where it was probably about 25 degrees on opening day to pitching on 100 degrees in August. Ball and a strike on Torque. Double home a pair to get the party started in the first inning. 1-1. Torque fouls it back to the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes. You brought this up at the start today, how you've seen Spencer with some really good at-bats lately, and I mentioned this, 8 hits in his last 4 games, including today, 1 for 3 today, and he's got 6 hits in this series. Ball and 2 strikes on Torkelson, the pitch. That's high, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's just a good sign that it's not one of those all or nothings where, you know, you're just hoping for the long home run. He's starting to drive the ball, work it back up the middle, getting his base hits.
Pitch fouled away. Battery mate for Yinger. Jonah Heim. He was actually born in Buffalo, New York. It's a hardy group of human beings that live there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Torkelson. The pitch. Fouled off. Torque hanging tough. We'll do it again at 2-2. Buffalo, that was one of the potential cities back in the early 90s where they were looking at Major League Baseball expansion. 2-2. Backs him away with a fastball in, runs the count full. So they had made, when they built that ballpark, they made it to where they could expand it to a Major League stadium, but they did not win the bid. And it was Miami and Colorado. Hard ground ball to short off the bat of Torkelson. Alika Williams backs up on it. He will fling it over to first for the second out. 2 gone. All season long, Little Caesars Pizza presents each home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup. And this game is brought to you in part by Corewell Health, reminding you that together we can overcome any obstacle and fight any battle. 6-0 Tigers with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning, looking for the sweep. Here's how you lead. Lines it to center field. Bolte charging, and he's forced to play it on a hop. 2-out single for How You Lee. Keeps the inning going for Max Clark.
I got that breaking ball up, and man, he just loves to swing at that pitch that's up in the zone. I don't care what it is. Fastball, breaking ball. As soon as he sees that's going to be up, I mean, he's swinging at it.
2 outs and a man on. First pitch. Max Clark lines it the other way. Base hit into left field, charging in Soderstrom. And so Max Clark, nice little 3-game hitting streak to start his major league career. On base for the 3rd time in this ball game. And you can hear the Clark family. They're here today.
But it's the bat control. I mean, that's a pitch. Forcing fastball with a little bit of tailing action, running away from Max Clark, and he doesn't try to pull it. He just takes that barrel of the bat and fires it into left. I've seen him do that, I think it's 5 times now in this series.
Mound visit with the pinch hitter Colt Keith stepping to the plate. 2 on and 2 out. And my last note, Dan, on the city of Buffalo. This happened back in 2010. I was in Double-A. Phil Nevin was the skipper of Double-A Erie, and we were on a trip to Portland, Maine, which is about a 14-hour trip. The bus breaks down, and that's back in the minor leagues. Traveled with 1 bus, and we got stuck in Buffalo for about 5 hours until they could get us another bus. And it was dinner and drinks on Uncle Nev that night.
But you were in the city.
We made it into the city
on the bus, right?
And we parked the bus. Somehow they made it to where they could park it. As Colt Keith waves and misses at a changeup away. But yes, that was an eventful night, to say the least. And it ended up taking us a good 20 hours to get from Erie, Pennsylvania to Portland, Maine, with the 5-hour delay in Buffalo, New York. It's upstairs. Counts even up. Ball and a strike on Keith. 6-0 Tigers here in the 7th inning. Errant ball from the berm found its way into right field. I think Phil now is with the White Sox organization, something with player development. Managed AAA Toledo for a few years. Manager of the Angels for a couple of years. The 1-1. Down and away. 2 balls and a strike on Keith. Runner on second is How You Lee. Max Clark's at first with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Tigers up by 6. The 2-1. In on the hands, and Colt fouls it off the facing of the press box, and it's 2-2.
Could you write a book about your minor league experiences?
You know, it's funny, speaking of that listener earlier today, Bobby Scales, we actually had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. If we had only journaled through our time in the minor leagues and kept notes. Now, so many of those stories you can't tell publicly, But there were some good ones. But
well, sure you could. Just leave names out,
2-2. Up and outside, counts full.
Or leave names in if you want it to sell.
Well, yeah, if you leave names in, it's probably the last day I'll ever work in baseball. You see a lot in the minor leagues. 3-2, runners both go. Keith stays alive, fouls it away. Good bat here from Keith. We'll see 7 pitches.
Yeah, Yanger doing a good job of showing him that changeup, giving him good dose of changeups. Got good movement on it, going down and away from Colt Keith.
3-2 the count on Keith. Yanger, runners go. The pitch popped up. Right, a mile high on the right side of the infield. A's fighting the sun. Who's going to make the play? And it's Jeff McNeil. Ends up corralling it. And the Tigers strand a pair. 7th inning stretch time. It's brought to you by DTE. Score energy savings this season and manage your energy bill when you visit DTE.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
Welcome back to Cincinnati. Gino swung on, crushed high, deep left field. There it goes. Goodbye into the second deck. A 3-run go-ahead blast.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez to the second deck, and he thunders the Reds ahead 3-2.
Well, there was absolutely no doubt about that one right there. 431 feet for Suarez. That ball was smashed.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And fire up the grill, America, because, oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
McLaren Medicare hits it out of the park with their Medicare Advantage plans. Learn more at McLarenHealthPlan.org/McLaren Medicare.
Lawrence Butler swings and misses at a first pitch offering on a cutter from Tyler Holton. Tigers pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Holton, the first man out of that Tiger bullpen today. Tigers with a 6-0 lead over the A's. Up and in on Butler. And that evens the count up. But a ball and a strike. Final line on Cater Montero brought to you by Figer Law. He twirled a beauty. 6 scoreless innings, allowed 2 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 2. And what a bounce-back outing for Cater Montero today. After taking the loss his last time out against Baltimore, check swing. Butler did not go, and he's got the count in his favor at 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, so much can be said about this Tiger pitching staff, about how tough it is to pitch in this ballpark.
2-1 swing and a chopper towards second. Gleyber Torres ranging far to his left. He will pick it out of the air, flips on to first, gets the speedy Butler. There's one down for Carlos Cortez.
But the Tigers just giving up the 1 run on the opener on Friday, and Framber Valdez just giving up 2 runs in 7 innings yesterday, and then Cater Montero right back 6 shutout innings. I mean, that is really a phenomenal job in the early going of all 3 games by the staff.
Carlos Cortez takes down and away for ball 1. Wind is really picking up, Danny. You see the flags in deep right field. They are standing erect towards that right field corner. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball past Holton, but Kevin McGonigal behind second waiting for it. He will scoop, flips to first. 2 ground ball outs, and there are 2 gone here in the 7th inning.
You know, just Tyler's showing his versatility again. He started that game, or was the opener in the game on Friday. Pitched the first 2 innings, and then now here he is. Who knows how long he'll go? I don't think he'll finish the game, but finds himself deep into the game here.
There is action again in the Tigers bullpen. A right-hander loosening. Alika Williams fouls one to the net. It's 0-1.
Drew Anderson, who has yet to appear in this series.
Final meeting between the Tigers and the Athletics this season. Holton delivers, swinging a ground ball to third. It stays fair. Hao-Yu Lee tried to scoop it, and it rode up his arm. And that'll go as a base hit for Alika Williams. And with his speed, Dan, I don't know even if a good throw can get him. That was just a well-placed ground ball behind the bag at third.
Yeah, it was going to take everything in Hao-Yu Lee's ability. And it's right down. He tries to get around it. Not hit particularly hard. Tries to get around it so he can get his momentum going towards first base, but it clicked right off the heel of his glove. But yeah, I think that's going to be a really tough play.
Jeff McNeil lines it up the middle, off the glove of a diving McGonigal, rounding second, heading to third. No, now putting on the brakes as Williams gets back to second base. Nice job by Max Clark getting to that ball quickly to make sure Williams didn't go first to third.
You know, that's very underrated right there. Is Max Clark was just almost tempting him, you know, thinking about, I want to show off my arm. But because he gets to that ball so quickly, Alika Williams, he can't go to third, you know, because it looks like, man, I'm rounding the bag, and Max Clark is standing just a few feet away from me. Even if I thought about it, I can't now. Really well done by Max Clark.
A.J. Hinch pops out of the Tiger dugout, and Tyler Holton will face 4 batters and depart this ball game. It's 6-0 Tigers in the 7th inning, 2 outs. A's with a pair of men on base. And we'll step aside for this Tigers call to the bullpen here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
That brings up Samuel Basayo. The 1-1. Basayo hits us high in the air. Center field. Langford back. This one is way out of here. That may have been off the batter's eye in center. Samuel Basayo just hit it where almost no one ever has. Holy smoke. Some 440 feet later, Samuel Basayo just destroyed that baseball. A breathtaking moment at Camden Yards.
437, 109.5 off the bat.
Tiger pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Drew Anderson is on. Henry Bolte, the batter. 6-0 Tigers, 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch inside and ball 1 on Bolte.
A.J. Hinch just not wanting to give the Athletics any chance of climbing back into this game. Bolte hit that 3-run homer yesterday and wants Drew Anderson to face him.
Anderson deals a changeup for a called strike 1, evening up the count. Runner on second is Alika Williams. Jeff McNeil's at first. Pair of 2-out singles off of Holton. He is responsible for both base runners. The 1-1. Swinging a chopper to short. McGonigal fields, goes the long route to first, and just gets Bolte. Boy, he can fly. Tigers get out of it. No damage done. 2 left on base for the Athletics. We're headed to the 8th inning here in Sacramento.
Way back there, way back, Tatis at the wall, and he leaps and makes a spectacular catch. He brought that one right back into the ballpark.
That is 5 straight strikeouts now for Burke.
Sean Burke, 6 scoreless, 3 hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts.
Swung on and driven, high and deep, it is gone! Back-to-back, Abreu and Contreras.
7 strikeouts for Noah Cameron. He took a no-hitter into the 7th, and an 8th scoreless allows just 1 hit. An incredible performance today from the Royals lefty.
Back it goes, deep it goes, and gone! Cody Clemens wins it down to their final strike. Twins win! Twins win! The Twins win it!
If you stick around to the end with this club, you never know what you might find.
Bryce Matthews, who struck out looking his first time up. Matthews getting the start in left field tonight. Matthews hits it in the air pretty well to center. Going back on it is Rafaela at the wall, looking up. See you later! Bryce Matthews with his first long ball of the year, right by the Phillips 66 home run pump. And the Astros lead 4-0. That went 434 feet just to the left of straightaway center. And it was 111 miles an hour off Matthews' bat.
Nothing Tigers in the 8th inning. 8th inning brought to you by Varsity Ford of Ann Arbor. We've got a new pitcher for the Athletics, and Zach McKinstry will take a called strike 1. New pitcher is Ben Bowden, Dan. He comes on. He's the 5th pitcher of the game for the Athletics. Tigers have led since the top of the 1st inning. Here's the 0-1 on McKinstry. It's outside. The pitching change brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm.
Yeah, just his first big league appearance of the season.
The 1-1. Slider away. 2 balls and a strike. Limited time in the big leagues. First got up with the Rockies back in 2021, and then he didn't appear again into the big leagues until last season when he appeared out of the Athletics bullpen 11 times. Only 50 career appearances in the big leagues, and as Dan mentioned, his first this season for this left-hander. The 2-1, McKinstry flies 1 to center. Bolte charging in, and he will make the running catch. McKinstry, it's had a nice day of the plate, is retired for out number 1, and it flips the card to the top for Gleyber Torres. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. 1 gone in the 8th for Torres. 4 times on base today. Thrice he's walked. Once he's singled home a pair, and he has scored 2 runs. First pitch, Torres takes outside in ball 1.
But you're going to get a good opportunity. I mean, a lot of these teams, you know, blew it. He was another pitcher picked up from St. Louis.
1-0 sharply fouled up the line at third.
You know, just with all the moving pieces that you've got coming up. Who else appeared in this game?
I mean, it's like one of those hotel doors that you walk through that you just got to spin around to get into the hotel. That's what it's been like for the A's this season, with bringing guys in, sending guys out, pitches away, and it's 2-1 on Torres.
That's what I mean, and somebody's always watching. It was Yinger that was picked up from Toronto, so he's a guy that finds himself back in the big leagues. Blewett's another guy that's got an arm. Here's Bowden's got a chance.
2-1. Clips the corner with a changeup for a strike, and Gleyber's going to challenge it.
Call a strike, batter's foul.
And it is a strike, so the Tigers now out of challenges. When I saw it live, I thought it was a strike, and I was a little puzzled by Gleyber challenging it, but you're up by 6. It's the 8th inning. Might as well give it a shot. Counts even to 2-2. Bowden delivers. Glaber skies it down the left field line. We'll see if it stays in play. And this ball is going to fall in the track. Boy, Alika Williams, Tommy White, and Tyler Soderstrom all going for that ball. But it's weird. The stands sort of angle towards the field when you get down the lines. A little more foul territory in left field than you have in right field. But that ball just simply dropped on the track, and Torres will get another 2-2 pitch. Oh, I forgot the tarp is down there as well. Does it ever rain in Sacramento?
Yeah, there's probably a slight chance. You know, I don't know how much it rains in the summertime, but I mean, there's a lot of water that rushing by this city, and the Sacramento River just on the other side of right field.
2-2 is away, and the count full on Torres. You had an eventful off day this week. You was it the Railroad Museum you went to?
Yeah, walking around Old Sacramento. Yeah, it was just. I'm glad we came out early and got to spend a really nice day.
3-2. Torres takes ball 4. It's a 4-walk day for Glaber. Torres has been on base 5 times.
See, and that's what you talk about, just not giving away any at-bats. I mean, there's Glaber bearing down, you know, and challenging a 2-1 pitch. And again, just not giving away an at-bat, even though the Tigers are up big, and just kind of just holding on here just to say, okay, let's get these last 6 outs. But again, on base for the 5th time.
Dylan Dingler fouls one back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Now, the question I have is, I've known Andy Dirks for a long time. What is it like going to a museum with Andy Dirks?
Well, you know, I mean, none of us, you know a whole lot about the history of the railroad and history of California and how the railroad was built here and how it shaped California.
Dingler grounds it foul, and it's 0-2.
So we listened very intently to a guide, so to speak. He taught us a lot in the hour that we walked around with him on the museum. Then he kind of turned you loose. But then you walk around Old Sacramento with the boardwalk, the old wooden boardwalk, and it just, you think about back to the old 1850s, the gold rush days, the Old West.
0-2 up and in on Dingler, nearly clipped him. It's a 1-2 count.
And, you know, I grew up down south, but spent a lot of vacation time up here with my parents, so it certainly brought back a lot of memories just about the history of this area and the gold rush, and just really about the history of the country and joining coasts with the railroad.
The 1-2 on Ding, and that one did hit him. My goodness, that get his hand. 13th time this season, Dingler's been hit by a pitch. You never want to see a guy get hit on the hand like that. And it puts runners at first and second for Kevin McGonigal. Oh, no, it got him in the...
And that's that area, yeah, the
wrist?
Right wrist. It's almost the area that Nick Kurtz was hit, only it was on his left hand or left forearm. But Dylan just looks like he's okay. Hopefully it was just that little glancing blow. Didn't seem to be in too much pain, and you know how tough Dylan is. He just trotted down to first.
So now 2 on, 1 out for Kevin McGonigal, 0 for 3 with a walk today. From the belt, first pitch from Bowden to McGonigal. Taken upstairs and ball 1. Yeah, we've seen how Dylan has been tested in the toughness department over the last 2 years. And think back about a month ago when he took that foul ball off the hand. What did he miss? 2 games? 1-0. That one gets by the catcher, Heim. Spiked slider, and both runners will advance on a wild pitch.
Yeah, though, that All-Star game was in doubt, and for him to be right back in the lineup as a designated hitter, 2 days later, that was just such a good sign. And, man, he's just got to play in the All-Star game and then also just taken off and just really performed so well since the break. All-Star break, not a break of his hand or anything.
The 2-1. Taken, a called strike as the infield plays in for the Athletics. Two and 1 on McGonigal. Second and third, 1 away. Bowden from the belt. The pitch, high and tight. It goes 3 balls and a strike. We did get our answer. Boy, I tell you what, the research department working overtime. Tim Jetski, who's our engineer back in Detroit today. Sacramento averages 18.5 inches of rain a year, mostly in the winter. And to compare it to Detroit, Detroit gets about 31 inches of rain a year. Pitch is low and away. Ball 4 on McGonigal. So on a walk, a hit batter, and a walk, the Tigers have loaded the bases for the 3rd time in this game for Eduardo Valencia.
And Kevin McGonigal on base another 2 times.
It gives him 70 walks on the year to 67 strikeouts. And the ability that he has had to maintain that strikeout to walk ratio this season has been just so impressive. He did it in the minor leagues, but it's a different ball game up here. And that's just sticking with the approach that got you here.
And it's just, he got out to that tremendous start, and it's just like, well, just give it a chance. They'll adjust, and, let's see how you handle when the league adjusts to you. And he handled those adjustments just fine. And, the league is always trying to constantly adjust to Kevin McGonigal, and he's answered every bit of the adjustment that the league keeps trying to throw at him.
Bases full of Tigers with 1 out in the 8th inning for Valencia. It's 6-0 Detroit. First pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball, and it's 0-1.
Jonah Heim trying to reel in. Bowden does a good job of, hey, you're spraying the ball here. You need to kind of reel her back in and kind of attack these hitters.
0-1. Backs him away with a fastball that time. Evens up the count. Ball and a strike. Seen 1 grand slam in this series. It was Dylan Dingler on Friday night. The Tigers have out-homered the Athletics 6-1 in this series. Bowden from the belt. The 1-1. Valencia takes ball 2 down and in. Favorable hitters count here at 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, favorable count, and also nowhere to put you with the bases loaded.
1 for 4 day for Valencia. He doubled home a pair in that 4-run Tiger 4th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in, 3-1. He had to jump out of the way. And Bowden in a big old pickle here. Nobody warming behind him in the Athletics bullpen. 3 balls and a strike on Eduardo Valencia. The pitch. Swung on, hammered to left. This ball's going to touch down, 1 hop the wall. Torres is in. Here comes Dingler. McGonigal goes to 3rd, heading towards 2nd, and sliding in safely is Eduardo Valencia. 2-run double for Eduardo, his 2nd of the day, and it is 8-0 Tigers in the 8th inning.
Want to take advantage of Bowden, who's been struggling with his control with 2 walks and a hit batter. Fell behind 3-1. You're going to get a good pitch to hit. You're going to get a fastball. It should be center cut. It was, and when you get something like that in a situation like that, you've got to take advantage of it, and Eduardo Valencia certainly did.
Spencer Torkelson takes away ball 1. So he pitched himself into a mess and then gives up a 2-run double. 4 RBI day for Eduardo Valencia. Infield in, still only 1 out for Torque, the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Anything deep to the outfield here will bring home another run with McGonigal standing 90 feet away. Tigers in control with an 8-0 advantage. 2-0, fouled over the net, not a play. It's a 2-1 count. Bowden looks in. He stretches at the belt. The 2-1. Torkelson swings and misses at a fastball away, and it evens the count at 2-2. That's now 45-11 in the run department for the Tigers against the A's this season. 2-2. Poked into shallow left center. It's dropping, and it's a base hit. McGonigal scores. Valencia up to third. Spencer Torkelson a 3 RBI day. It's 9-0 Tigers.
That's another one of those that I'll hit it just like you threw it. It was one of those change-ups, and right off the end, and it's a good pitch. And Spencer Torkelson, again, no, not any of that all or nothing, continues to get his base hits. Not trying to do too much with that pitch, just staying behind it. Got just enough of it to loop it into left center.
Now Hao-Yu Lee, 1 for 4. Pitch inside corner, strike one called. Every Tiger has been on base in this ballgame with the exception of Colt Keith, who had one pinch hit at bat. Good day, good series for the Tiger offense, and a chance with one more run to score double-digit runs in 2 of the 3 games here in Sacramento. Action in the A's bullpen. No balls and a strike on Hao-Yu Lee. Still only 1 out in this inning. Middle of the infield, pinched up the middle for 2. That's wide. And a lunging grab by the catcher, Jonah Heim, to make sure it didn't go to the backstop.
Yeah, it just looks like Bowden's mechanics are just kind of out of sorts right now. Just spraying the ball, losing it to his glove side, losing it to his arm side.
1-1. Fouled over the net and into the seats. He works ahead of Lee at 1-2.
Just that's a bad feeling when you're trying to struggle with your release point, trying to get your body working together with your release point, making sure that you got a consistent arm path, consistent release point, and right now it's just all over the place for Bowden.
1-2. Hit on the ground to third. It's gloved by White to second for 1, and the ball on the exchange was dropped by Donovan Walton. Coming in to score, Eduardo Valencia, make it a 10 spot for the Tigers. Lee will pick up the RBI on the fielder's choice. They do get the out at second on the 5-4 putout.
And Valencia was holding at third base. You know, as soon as that ball was hit, he just stayed right there with the Tigers up big. And then when that ball went to second, and then with a mishandled exchange, Valencia just trotted home.
Now Max Clark up and outside, ball 1. Max 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. All Tigers today, 10 runs on 10 hits. The Athletics, no runs on 4 hits. Boy, how about Minnesota coming back to tie it up with Seattle in the 9th inning? It's a 6-6 ball game between those 2 teams as time is called. We'll get a check of that out-of-town scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, brought to you by Meijer, official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Padres lead the Giants 5-4 in the 8th inning. Pitch away on Clark, and it's 2-0. Dodgers and Red Sox scoreless in the first. Atlanta beat Washington 4-2. Cleveland shut out Arizona 5-0. So the standings in the Central are going to remain the same, with the White Sox winning today 9-1 over Tampa. Clark takes ball 3, and it's a 3-0 count.
You know, the Orioles, I believe, lost, so that should put the Tigers, if they go on to win this, just, I think, even with the Orioles. So you're starting to put some more teams, catching teams, and putting some of those other teams behind you.
Clark taking all the way. Yeah, they were completed early today as the Phillies shut out the Orioles 8-0. 3-1 on Max Clark, 2 outs in the 8th inning. Next pitch will be the 39th for Bowden here in the 8th. 4 runs in, Tigers up by 10. 3-1. Clark fouls it away, third base side, runs it full.
Well, you can see Max again just staying back behind that ball. Just making sure that he doesn't try to pull it. If that's what it calls for, shooting that ball the other way, that's what he's going to do. Seeing it deep and staying behind it, keeping that barrel through that strike zone a long time.
Here's the payoff. Runner from first goes. Clark pops it up, third base side. Tommy White into foul ground near the Athletics dugout. He will make the catch, and the side is retired. Tigers sending 8 to the plate. They plate 4 more runs. It's 10-0 Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 8th here on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meijer.
They've got a man picked off.
Chavez hits the top of his hat. Now they get Napoli at third base. How about that? It hit the top of the helmet of Chavez and bounced directly at an Angels infielder. A huge out here in the 7th inning.
Oh, they dodged a huge bullet there.
Somebody probably wants to hear about an Oral Hershiser card, and this is an odd one. Because how many times do you see somebody placing sod at an AstroTurf field in Pittsburgh? I asked the groundskeeper at Dodger Stadium to cut me out some turf, and we traveled with our grass. So that momentum, that vibe from Dodger Stadium, and we started to win on the road. So the nickname, the Sod Squad.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Last of the 8th inning, Tigers all over the Athletics today, 10-0. 2 in the first, 4 in the fourth, and 4 more in the 8th. Drew Anderson is back to work. Top of the lineup for the Athletics here in the 8th inning. Donovan Walton leads off. He's 0 for 3. Drew Anderson got the final out of the 7th, back out for the 8th inning, and the first pitch is a fastball for a called strike 1. Tiger offense has taken advantage of this Athletics pitching staff this weekend. The 0-1. Wave and a miss on a good changeup from Anderson away, and it's a no-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, they've come in here and done exactly what they had to do. And, you know, although it's not over yet, but you want to come in here and just sweep this team, a team that is really going through a really rough time right now, and they've taken it to them.
The 0-2 from Anderson misses low with a changeup that time. It's a ball and 2 strikes. There is more action in the Tiger bullpen.
De Jesus?
Believe that is correct. The 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cater Montero was fantastic today for the Tigers. 6 shutout innings. 2-2. Got it. A swinging strike 3 on a good curveball.
Outstanding curveball. Hadn't seen it yet. Just saw the real good four-seam fastball, the real good kick change, and then out of nowhere comes that curveball. Boy, that thing is spinning hard, just end over end, and has a big break, a big 12-6, and just landed it perfect.
Tyler Soderstrom 1 for 3 with a double, takes ball 1. And Dan, to answer your question from earlier, Baltimore did lose, so the Tigers would pull to even with the Orioles with a win today. The 1-0 is away, and it's 2-0 on Soderstrom.
It's just nice to keep passing teams. You keep passing those teams, and then you have just 1 or 2 in your sights instead of having to be worried about so many. What are they doing?
2-0. Soderstrom takes strike 1. And the other reality is you go on a roll. We saw that with the Boston Red Sox. You catch fire at the right time, you become firmly planted in a playoff spot. Chopper to first, it's foul.
Spencer Torkelson grabbing that ball foul, and then with the small foul territory over there, just walked over and gently placed that ball underneath the screen to a fan sitting down there in the sun Right there in that first row. Good for Spencer Torkelson.
We've seen quite a few Tigers fans out here this weekend. 2-2. Hit in the air to left. James Outman moving towards the line. Plenty of space. He'll make the catch. 2 down. I loved it on TV last night. They showed a family wearing their Madonna goggles.
Yes. Yep.
Two down here in the last of the 8th inning for Jonah Heim, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Heim takes curveball for a called strike 1.
Boy, when Drew Anderson can locate that curveball and throw that thing for strikes, I mean, that frees up the good fastball, the good kick change.
The 0-1 down and in the dirt evens the count up. Ball and a strike.
Why not try it again? I mean, he threw it twice and landed both of them, and so they went back to it there and just overcranked it a little bit.
Tigers 10, Athletics nothing, bottom of the 8th inning. Ball and a strike to count on Jonah Heim, the pitch. Taken, called, strike 2 on a 4-seamer away. What the White Sox adding Luis Castillo from the Mariners?
Yes.
The 1-2. Fouled off into the bat to the screen.
You know, that was one of those trades again where you want both teams to benefit, and Sir Anthony Dominguez went the other way, and that's something that the Mariners needed a little bit of help in that back end, and we'll see how much that hurts the back end of the White Sox bullpen, but they'll definitely, Luis Castillo still has a lot left.
This one is blooped into right field, a base hit for Jonah Heim. So 2-out single keeps the inning going for Tommy White. And with Castillo, that, you know, a couple years ago, that was a premium arm, and you just wonder with a guy like that if a change of scenery was needed. Because his stuff was too good to be seeing the results from this season.
Yeah, the numbers don't look good, the record, the ERA, but, you know, you get into like you said, a change of scenery in the way that White Sox club is playing.
Down and away on Tommy White for ball 1 on a changeup. And I did see where the White Sox are eating up all of that contract, so they didn't have to give up much capital to get him. That's a called strike on White, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
And I don't think they wanted to add pieces and give up any of their prospects either. They've worked so hard to get into the position they are and also build up that farm system.
The 1-1. Hit in the air down the right field line, foul. It's a 1-2 count.
You don't want to mortgage the future just to kind of, you know, did you get here a little bit quicker than you thought? Yeah, probably. But, you know, you do want to add just to give yourself a shot. But at the same time, you don't want to mortgage, you know, the next 5 or so years.
1-2 the count on Tommy White. The pitch. Got him. Swinging. Strike 3. Climbed the ladder. Got him to chase high fastball. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Drew Anderson. We go to the 9th. Tigers 10. Athletics nothing on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
For 40.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
Speaking of upper body commando, no shame in their game.
Oh, hit the bat, and then the bat hit the helmet. It's a trick shot.
The big kitty's here. Well, the therapy rabbit, you mean?
Oh, error on Andy Rodriguez, the Pirates' first baseman, who's fairly camped underneath it.
It's pretty cold down here, and I needed a hat. I didn't have one, so Mr. Met lent me his.
Oh, nobody caught it! Boy, all sorts of communication issues between Rojas and Sosa.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
Oh, we got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah, I don't know if I should tell the kids that. They should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game,
Probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
A lot of steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Ninth inning is brought to you by Comerica. Want to elevate your small business's game? Visit Comerica.com/succeed to learn how. James Outman leads off. And we've got a pitching change brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, an all too familiar scene for the Athletics this season. As the pitch is grounded up the first base line foul, we'll pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. One from the new pitcher Carlos Cortez, position player pitching here in the ninth inning, and Outman takes a called strike. It's the seventh appearance of the year for Carlos Cortez. He's given up 8 runs on 11 hits in 6 innings, given up 3 homers. Outman takes down and away. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So what kind of stuff does Carlos Cortez have, Dan?
Well, right now he kind of throws across his body a little bit, tough on these lefties.
Outman lines one to center. Long run for Bolte. Turns around. It's up and gone. James Outman makes it 11-0 Tigers. 4th home run allowed by Cortez, and that's the 5th home run hit by James Outman.
And the 11th run for the Tigers, and that's their first home run today.
Zach McKinstry grounds to second. Donovan Walton flips on to first, 1 away. Home run. That's by Little Caesars. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. 1 down here in the 9th inning. 11-0 Tigers. Back to the top, Gleyber Torres. He's been perfect at the plate today. Takes a called strike on a slider. 4 walks and a single. 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Pitch misses. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Torres. The 1-1. Reaches up, fouls away, ball and 2 strikes. Thanks to our engineers today. Tim Jetski back in the studio, also doubling as the research department. Marin Klein has the weekend off. RJ DeSanto with us in the booth here in Sacramento. This one hooked over to short. It's picked by Alika Williams, flips to first, 2 gone. So they get Gleyber for the first time today.
Takes a position player to do it.
2 away for Dylan Dingler, who's 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch. Cortez delivers. Dingler takes a called strike. 0-1. Well, they classify that as a changeup.
took a little bit off.
50-mile-an-hour changeup from Cortez. Here's the 1-1. Line drive up the middle, past it, diving Walton into center field. Base hit for Dingler, who's got 2 knocks today.
Boy, that's the situation. That ball was drilled right back up the middle, and 102 off the bat from Dylan Dingler, and Cortez really had to duck to get out of that way. He did get his glove up, but it missed his glove, missed him, thankfully, and shot into center field.
Now Kevin McGonigal. Hard hit, line drive, foul, first base side, and it's 0-1. So barring the most miraculous of comebacks in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Tigers, for the first time in franchise history, and they need 3 outs to sweep a season series against the Athletics. And Dan, look, I get it. The Athletics are not what everybody thought they would be this season, but to still sweep a season series, that's a big deal. McGonigal fouls it away, and it's an 0-2 count.
You know what? You have to go and win the games that you're supposed to win. And these are games that they were struggling when they came to Comerica Park. They were struggling here.
Pitch in the dirt. They play off the runner at first base, but Dingler not going anywhere. It's a 1-2 count.
And you have to. If you're going to move up in the standings, you've got to take your opportunity to take advantage of a team that's going through it right now, and the Tigers have done that.
Seattle ends up walking off Minnesota, 7-6 final there as McGonigal takes ball 2 upstairs. The Twins lost today. Tigers will see the Mariners beginning Tuesday night, 2-2. Breaking ball poked to shallow left, and that ball is going to be caught by Soderstrom. James Outman's solo home run, his 5th to lead off the 9th inning. It's 11-0 Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 9th here in.
Let's take a trip around baseball for a look at some of the funkiest moments from the field.
And now he slips and falls. The ball gets by him. No, it wasn't not me. No, not me.
And it hits him right in the tucks.
Pitches that took the bat right out of their hands.
Terang didn't see it.
Man, that's tough luck.
With that wand ready to wave some magic.
It goes way over Devers' head at first.
There's a big cockroach in the dugout, apparently.
But for every time you fall, you can always get right back on the horse with a fine fielding play.
Melendez over, dives, makes the catch. Off his glove, there's no way. Oh, how about that?
A sensational catch
by Ryan Walshman. Torque meets railing and Torque wins. It's gone! What a play!
Brian Reynolds robs Ohtani. It's showtime.
And that might be the play of the year for the Baldoos.
How about that?
Yordan Alvarez crushes one high and deep. Forget about it. 44 just mashes the first pitch he sees tonight for his 35th home run of the year. And the Astros out in front 1-0.
I still don't know what he did, what the baseballs did to him to make him so mad. That ball was destroyed and left no doubt about it. Joe Adell and Wright didn't even flinch. He just admired him.
Tiger pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Emmanuel DeJesus is on. Lawrence Butler will finish his day 1 for 3 and leading things off here in the 9th inning for the Athletics. Tigers up 11-0 as Jonathan Ornelas. First pitch from DeJesus is taken outside, and that's ball 1.
Emmanuel finished the game on Friday with 2 hitless innings while striking out 1.
Pitch flown foul, first base side. It's a 1-1 count.
And he had one of those stats that a lot of the Tiger pitchers had. He was 6 for 6 in the 2 innings of work in first pitch strikes. He, along with Drew Summers was also 6 for 6 in first pitch strikes.
The 1-1 from DeJesus. Swing and a miss on a 4-seamer. It's a 1-2 count.
That's now 9 straight scoreless appearances in a big league uniform for DeJesus. He had 8 before being sent down, now getting called back up through another one. So he's feeling very comfortable up here. Got sent down just out of just needing a roster spot. Didn't deserve to be sent down. Back up here.
Got him. Swinging strike 3 and a devastating changeup. Ornelas is retired, and there's one gone. Ryan Serven will pinch it for Carlos Cortez. Dan, here's another stat I'm going to throw out at you here. Brought up how Rogelio Castillo earlier puts out so many good nuggets on stuff. They dug deep to find this one. I wish I could take credit for it. The first pitch is a called strike on Serven, the former Toledo Mudhen. Spent last season in a Mudhens uniform. Eduardo Valencia now has the most total bases in the first 10 games of his career in Tigers franchise history with 29. This pitch is away, and it's a 1-1 count. The previous high was Tom Hughes with 27 total bases through 10 games back in 1930. The 1-1. Swinging a ground ball left side. Oh, just off the glove of a sliding Hao-Yu Lee. It kicks into left field, and that's likely a base hit for Servin. It is indeed. So a one-out single.
See Hao-Yu Lee going over there and making a good attempt over there in the hole. Ball was well struck, and
changeup just sat out over the plate that time for DeJesus.
And it just kind of hopped over Hao-Yu Lee's glove. He got over there, and he was just kind of upset with himself that he didn't at least knock that one down or come up with that ball. But that was well struck and just kind of took a bad hop. Not a bad hop, but just hopped over his glove.
Alika Williams takes the ball upstairs. Well, trade deadline comes up tomorrow. We'll see what this Tiger squad looks like come Tuesday in Seattle. Pitch fouled off. It's a 1-1 count. Tigers may make more moves. They may do nothing. We don't know.
No, I know that a lot of the beat writers that cover the team so well are, they're going to have a busy day. They're traveling on tomorrow and have to be at the ready to get ready to post any kind of moves that could be made.
The 1-1 is lifted in the air down the right field line. Foul, and now DeJesus ahead 1-2. It's 11-0 Tigers here in the bottom of the ninth with one out. That was Jason Beck from MLB.com, covers the team so well. The other day goes, yeah, I didn't really plan my travel well. He wasn't on the Sacramento leg of this road trip. He's traveling to Seattle tomorrow. That's high and tight. He goes, yeah, I picked trade deadline day as a beat writer to travel from Detroit to the West Coast. 2-2 on Williams.
Yes, some have flights out tonight so they can sit in Seattle. Some are traveling tomorrow morning.
2-2 fouled away.
So they'll be in the air. And hopefully they get the Wi-Fi service in while they're in the air to track anything that goes on.
2-2 the count on Williams. Not a ton of games in the big leagues tomorrow. A lot of teams with the day off. 2-2, he got him a swinging strike, 3 on a cutter. Second strike out of the inning for DeJesus. 2 gone here in the ninth inning.
Boy, that's a wicked cutter. And really, I think that was the first one that he broke out. You're thinking he's going to get the four-seam fastball, you're going to get the changeup, and then just out of nowhere, that starts on the outside part of the plate and then just ends up at that back foot. Very well-placed pitch for the strikeout and second out.
2 down, ninth inning. Jeff McNeil swings and misses at a cutter. It's an 0-1 count. McNeil, a guy who won the batting title in the National League a couple of years ago. He's 1 for 3 today. No balls and a strike. DeJesus. They play off the runner at first. This one lifted in the air, left center. It's sinking, and it falls in front of James Outman for a 2-out single. Second hit of the afternoon for McNeil. 2 on, 2 down for Henry Bolte.
And don't think that you obviously don't want to give up any runs, but you want to just hold that right where it is just to get that shutout. Preserve that shutout. You want to walk off feeling real good about everything, and that's why DeJesus will be able to walk off, shake everybody's hands, the sweep. Got one more out to get here.
Henry Bolte takes outside and ball 1. 11-0 Tigers, bottom of the ninth with 2 outs here in Sacramento, looking to sweep away the season series from the Athletics. DeJesus, the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a changeup away, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Impressive showing for the Tigers these 3 days here in Sacramento. Two on, 2 out, 1-1. Chase the fastball up, a swinging strike 2, and the A's down to their final strike.
Well-located cutter, like the one he threw to Alika Williams.
1-2 the count, 2 down, 2 on. 11-0 Tigers ahead. DeJesus looking in. He gets the sign and sets. 1-2 coming to Henry Bolte. Got got him. Swinging strike 3, and that will end the ball game. 3 strikeouts in the 9th inning for Emmanuel De Jesus. The Tigers, for the first time in franchise history, sweep the season series over the Athletics, and they do it in style today with an 11-0 win here in Sacramento. We will step aside, and Dan and I will wrap things up on the postgame show coming up next. Tigers winners 11-0 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica Bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at Comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Hi, Tigers fans. It's Dan Dickerson. Quality healthcare. It's something uniquely personal and essential to each of us. But quality and cost go together because the cost of healthcare impacts the affordability of health insurance and the healthcare decisions we make, whether we're managing our family's budget or running a business. We need healthcare to be affordable, and we need information to understand why costs keep rising. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan has been sharing helpful information at mibluedaily.com/affordability. It makes clear how upstream costs in an expensive system of hospitals, doctors, and drug makers end up downstream in our health insurance premiums. And it helps highlight the solutions that Blue Cross is working on, like partnering with every part of the healthcare system, improving quality of care, developing lower-priced prescription drug therapy,